Welcome, everyone, to Rock Coliseum 12. Hopefully you all are doing very well right now. My name is Luke, host of the YouTube channel Rocks, the one you're watching right now. Hopefully you're all having a great night, and if you're not familiar with Rock Coliseum, you are in for a treat, because this is where myself and these three fine gentlemen all debate on topics, all music, rock, alternative, metal, indie, punk, industrial, everything related. Give them the thumbs up or thumbs down. Who we decide lives and is great, and who we decide is bad and gets thrown to the lions. Before I start explaining the introduction and everything else of what Rock Coliseum is in detail, let me introduce these three people, or better yet, let them introduce themselves. John, please go first.
Hey everybody, John, host of ARTV and Beyond ARTV on YouTube, all things music. You already know who it is.
Okay, fair enough. Mark?
Hey there, folks. Mark, the host of Spectrum Pulse. I talk about music, movies, art, and culture. I would also say you already know who it is, given that I think we've done 12 of these at this point.
Oh, more. 12
more than 12.
Standard Rock Coliseums.
Wait.
We've had several other special Rock Coliseums. We've had Super Bowl riffages, which have been ridiculous at some points, too. We've had quite a bit of fun with all of these. This is the 12th Standard Rock Coliseum, starting back in May of 2018.
So that means we've already done Nickelback versus Creed, right?
Can't imagine. No one's ever asked us that before, right?
I can't believe no one's made a super chat for that. Don't do that, guys. I pushed too far. Don't do that, please.
I've said too much.
Okay,
There's
Luke,
no going back.
you're tempting fate.
And Crash, please go ahead.
Hail, people, I'm Crash Thompson. I run the channel Crash Thompson, and I want to bring special attention to, in the chat's commenter washing machine, spelled with an S. Crash looking pretty, by the way. Thank you, washing machine. See, that's what I do for the Coliseum. I just look pretty. I'm the eye candy. I'm just here to please y'all. Hi, y'all.
Does that make me the brawn?
You're the brains. You're the brains of this outfit. Who was the guy from the A Team? What was his name? I forget.
Mr. T. B.A. Baracus. B.A. Yeah. Yes. Mark is Mr. T of the four.
Was Mr. T the brains?
He wasn't the brains, though.
Oh, yeah, he was the brawn. He was the brawn.
He was the...
I'm not a boomer. Why did I pick a boomer-ass reference?
Okay, also, you know what? I'm waiting. John and I are waiting for our compliments, because you already picked the pretty.
I
and
know.
the
I was sitting here thinking,
got, Crash?
what am I?
Okay, John, you are the Charlie from It's Always Sunny wild card. You're the wild card, bitches.
That's the compliment.
Wild card.
It's a compliment to me. I love It's Always Sunny.
There you go.
Was a great episode.
That was a great episode.
Wild card.
And Luke, you can be Mr. T. How's that for a compromise?
Treat your mama right. Hey, there's a Mr. T reference that you'll get if you know what you're talking about.
I pity that fool.
Anyway, we spent enough time goofing off. What is Rock Coliseum if you're new here? Rock Coliseum is where we take all the suggestions you can think of, rock, metal, alternative, indie, punk, industrial, everything in between, a band, an artist, a song, an album, you name it. You give us that suggestion, we decide if it gets a thumbs up or a thumbs down. You can also put two together, say song versus song, band versus band. We'll decide between one or the other. If a song gets a thumbs up and we all agree, it lives to see another day. If a song, album, band, or artist gets the thumbs down, we have to kill them off in the Coliseum. We're cruel, we've thought of some ridiculous deaths, but we stand by our decisions always. And we reserve the right to change our opinion at any time, which we have done over the years.
Always, sometimes.
Yes, correct.
Absolutely.
Exactly. On occasion.
Also, before we jump in proper, William Marancini, which, hi William, by the way, has a lovely suggestion for us, the Council of Chads.
Every Chad
Council of Chads?
I'm Chad Rock. I'm Chad Rocked. Oh, goodness. No.
If anything, I'm Brad.
Chad, Brad. What else is there? Thad?
Thad? Oh,
yeah.
Thad.
And Vlad. V-L-A-D.
Vlad!
Yeah.
Yo, what's up? Vlad the Impaler?
Yeah. Oh, God. Oh.
And we're going to stick it to you.
Fuck boy, Vlad the Impaler.
That is a TikTok handle just begging to be picked up, everybody. You got TikTok gold if you get that one. So,
yeah.
Also, just so everyone's clear, The first hour will be dedicated to open field. You do not have to do a super chat to get your suggestion read. I will read them on the popped out chat. I stop it at a second's notice and read whatever is there. Now, the second hour will be dedicated to super chats. We'll go through as many super chats as we can at random, get through as many as we can, I promise. If we do not get to yours, all of them will be read on the super chat document and described and answered in the document that we always do every time. So do not fear if we do not get to yours. However, we will go faster in the second hour. The first hour, however, we have a whole lot of people waiting. And I know we still have many people coming in right now. So I say this with all the most respect. Thank you for coming in early. Please hit the like button if that would help out a ton for us to get this video pushed out on the algorithm. And consider sharing the link out. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. If you're on Discord servers, please put them in your other Discord servers that you're a part of. Spreading the word helps tremendously. And I know it's only been 6 minutes and we already have well over 200 people that filed in already. So it's getting up there right now. So thank you guys so much for that. Gentlemen, is there anything, Chads, is there anything that I forgot to mention?
I don't know how to respond to that.
There's some stuff in the chat, but I don't think I should share it. Some of y'all need to be grounded.
Oh, by the way, if Gretchen is around, she is chat boss. If she bans you, she has my blessing. You're gone.
You deserve it.
You deserve it too. You think I care?
Yeah. Great.
So basically, only negative comments for us three, none for Luke. Say anything about Luke, you get the plug is pulled.
Unless it makes Gretchen laugh, then it's probably okay.
There. Actually, maybe it's the other way around.
Ooh.
I guess it's all in Gretchen's hands.
It is. I give her a lot of power. She deserves it. So, that being said, everyone listening, everyone watching on YouTube, thank you again. And as we now start, please give your suggestions now. I'll give it a few seconds to update. And also, please let us know if any of our volumes are too low, too high, whatever they are. Please let us know. We can fix those on the fly. I am here.
And also stick around till the end because me and Crash have an announcement.
Yes, we will have announcements. We will have a halftime. Please stick around. It's always a lot of fun as I look over and see who we're going with. And stop. That is an interesting one. And you know what? I don't think we've done that before, or at least not on the live chat. This is a band versus band. Metal edition. Gojira versus Lamb of God. Does everyone want to do that one?
I don't have the deepest knowledge of Lamb of God.
We'll skip it then.
Same, Mark.
We'll skip it.
Yeah.
Okay. No problem.
I can totally do it.
I get it. Moving on. And that's the thing I forgot. Ladies and gentlemen, for the first hour, please make suggestions that we all have a good chance of knowing. If you pick Zach and the Zach tones as your reference, we're not going to have a good discussion.
Yeah.
So, thank you. Thank you. Yes. And stop. This one I don't believe we've done either. Please correct me if I'm wrong. At least we haven't done it on video. The Strokes versus the White Stripes.
I don't think we have.
I don't think
we have.
No, I don't think we
I think that is a very fair one to start. John, would you stop flexing your chest weirdly?
Oh, I was stretching.
He's embracing his Chad.
I am.
Also, while we decide, please everyone in the chat decide which Chad we all are. Thank you. So, in order they are read. The Strokes. 1, 2, 3. Okay. About to say. And the White Stripes. 1, 2, 3. Fair enough.
Even split. All
you
right.
Know
yeah,
what? John,
nice.
Since you flexed the shirt and you decided to show off a little bit, let's let you go first. For the
Was
White
that what I was
Stripes.
wearing?
Yes.
Was that what I was wearing?
Correct.
Oh. I don't know how that happened. This is really, really tough for me because I have been on a Strokes bender recently. I really have. And, but, you know, the White Stripes are one of my day ones, like one of the bands that really got me into more, I guess, garagey styles of like rock and more, I guess, DIY ethos, that sort of thing. I think their discography is incredibly consistent, whereas the Strokes, I mean, I don't think they have a bad album per se. Some are just a little bit more sleepy and less full. But the White Stripes just kept finding new ways to do a lot with a little as a duo. So,
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I would piggyback on a few elements of that. It's a very close between the White Stripes and the Strokes. I would say the count of overall complete sounding albums trumps the Strokes a little bit. I would say the Strokes did have some Slump is putting it nicely in the center for many different reasons of their career. However, the high points do stand out for the Strokes. The White Stripes were so consistent for a relatively short amount of time that they were on top of the world, in the 2000s, just from the beginning to end. And so many highlights, and I do stand by it. The singles of the White Stripes really hit me harder than the singles of the Strokes, because the singles of the Strokes resonates not only fewer for me, but just not as hard hitting. That's just me, though. Still like them, still appreciate them. So we'll flip over to the other side now. The Strokes, Mark. Why for the Strokes?
The funny thing with this is that, again, I think we're all in the same boat that it's pretty close.
Yes.
For me, I have more issues with the Strokes, but I also revisit them more as a band. I think their first two albums are legit excellent. I will go back to them more further. I'll do more of them at karaoke than I will do anything from the White Stripes. And here's the thing. This is a weird thing I've had with the White Stripes, is that as much as I can appreciate doing the basics really effectively, at some point, if I try to go a little bit deeper, look for maybe a little bit more stylism, certain other pieces, I think that Jack White was able to expand upon and refine on his own projects for better and worse. And then there is the other thing with them, is that I hate to say this because I don't think either of these acts are all that lyrical, but I get a little bit more out of the Strokes, all things considered, even as much of it is a total retro pose.
Okay. Fair. I get the argument behind that. Why that too? So I'm not going to argue anything you said there. So Crash, how come for the Strokes?
See, I'm kind of in the same boat as Mark. For me, this is very, very close. Again, I'm also with John in a sense that, man, like some of the singles that each of these bands have put out has been just absolutely stellar. For me, though, I guess the only thing that kind of puts me over the edge when it comes to the Strokes is that I have always just had a weird thing with Jack White's voice. I just am not the biggest fan of his delivery. I'm not the biggest fan of his singing style on any of his projects, really. He's just got such a high, sort of snappy register, and he sounds like he hasn't finished puberty, but he's 35.
He does not sound like a cartoon nerd. I'm pretty
sure
sure
he sounds like a cartoon nerd.
Jack.
He kind of.
He's not musical Urkel. He's not the Urkel of rock. Okay. So, however,
get on riff that.
I say that in his solo career in the most recent years.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah. So
I'm also getting some comments. My mic is a little loud.
You could lower it if you want. Yeah.
I'll fix that on my end. Y'all let me know.
Turn down for what?
Is this okay? Is this better? All right.
Sounds good to me. So yeah, we'll let you go.
Yeah.
He wanted to make sure you guys all heard the fantastic Jack White impression. Impression 1, everybody. Next impression comes at the next 100 mark for the likes. Hit the like button. I don't think anyone dies in this one. We tied.
No.
I don't feel like punishing either. I don't.
Not really. No.
Let's
you
on.
tie, you don't die.
There you go. You get smacked around if we don't like you, but you still don't die. So,
Yeah.
thank you guys again. Let's move on to the next one. A good one to start with, I must say, too.
Yeah,
Not a trolling
very
one.
good.
Not a trolling one. That is very nice. I like it. Go over here to the chat and stop. Definitely haven't done that one. Or if we have, my memory is very shot. Another band versus band. Foo Fighters versus Weezer.
No, we haven't done this one.
I was going to say, I would not imagine, because like the two bands...
That's
outside of
very different world.
Time frame starting, that's the only real notice. Okay, Foo Fighters first, they're listed first. Okay, Foo Fighters. 1, 2, 3.
Easy.
Not even close.
Really?
Okay, and Weezer. 1, 2, 3.
John, you are such a big Foo Fighters fan, though, too. I was not expecting that.
Fair enough. So,
You'll see.
We always go with the dissenters. So, John, you go first if you like for Weezer.
Okay, here's what I've always said with the Foo Fighters. They've got 2 great albums, Color and Shape, Wasting Light, and then outside of that, they're a singles band for me, or at the very least, a cherry pick type of thing, I very rarely come back to, I have the greatest hits by Foo Fighters on vinyl, not one by one or, the early 2000 stuff, whatever. But on the other side of the coin with Weezer, I don't know. I just have a lot of albums. Even right now, I would say there's probably 5. Even 5 out of 15 or however many it is now, I get more play out of those 5 records than I do, if we're looking at it on a pure album scale, that's 5 to 2. So, okay, Human, Ubate, White Album, Blue, Pinkerton. Even I'll throw Maladroit in there as well. That stacks up for me. And I think for me, I don't know. The Foo Fighters are really good at what they do, but that sound just gets old to me after a while. So
Okay.
I guess that's the main thing it boils down to.
Fair enough. Crash, since we'll go through you now, why do you go for Foo Fighters?
I mean, for me, there's a little bit of a bias here because, I burned myself out on Weezer via my own fault, via my own means. All those videos I did back in the day. I don't know. I'm the last person you should ask about Weezer. I don't want to talk about Weezer anymore. But no, I still, even back then, I would probably still say that Foo Fighters is definitely the better band. Again, because they have such. I mean, their later years have been kind of rough. I haven't been really listening that intensely since Sonic Highways, personally. But, I don't know. I still got to give it up to even their self-titled debut, which is way better than I think a lot of people like to give it credit for. Again, Color and Shape is a classic. Wasting Light is another one. I love Echo's Silence, Patience, and Grace. I feel like that album doesn't get the love it frankly deserves. The thing is, I'm even a weird defender of One by One. I know it's weird, but I know it's not everyone's favorite, but some of those singles just hit so damn hard. I don't know, Dave Grohl is just someone who understands what his band does best, and he is the best at bringing about that specific sound and reinventing it in such a way that it sounds interesting. At least for their first 20-ish years of existence. You can argue that hasn't been the case lately, but I don't know, man. For me, John, it's the exact opposite. Yeah, just
Mark,
Foo
would
Fighters.
you like to go ahead for Foo Fighters now?
Sure. The weird thing is I actually mostly agree with John in terms of I think the Foo Fighters have maybe 2 legit great classic albums, and otherwise they are a singles band. The thing is, I also think that's somewhat true with Weezer as well. You have the Blue Album and Pinkerton, and then at best, they are a singles band, because that's the other thing. Foo Fighters are consistent. They might be consistently decent, rarely hitting greatness, but they don't have the low points Weezer does. And Weezer's got some bad albums. I'm sorry. The Red Album, the Black Album, the Teal Album. I can't stand up for anything they put out this year, so...
Okay, Human's great.
It is not.
It is. Fantano gave it an 8 out of 10. We need to tap Fantano for this one. Phone a friend.
I'm getting rid of scores altogether partially for this reason.
Y'all. I don't have a dog in this fight. Y'all can have at it.
No, I'm not touching that. Go ahead, Luke.
2 things. One, very quickly. I've seen Foo Fighters and Weezer live several times. Foo Fighters live over Weezer live any day of the week.
Absolutely.
Sure.
Never been an argument there. Number 2, I agree. I totally understand the singles elements for both bands, especially back all the way in the day until now, even on the albums more recently, even with Medicine at Midnight. I would say Foo Fighters have more stronger, deeper cuts, and I do feel there are a few more solid albums over Weezer. Just a couple, not a ton more. I mean, Wasting Light was such a refreshing shock from Foo Fighters when that bro was like, holy crap, this is Foo Fighters? They can do this? I wish they would do it more, but there's still stuff like that. On the flip side, Foo Fighters do not have Ratitude.
Yep.
So
at least Ratitude's funny as hell, though. It's just like the lows are at least funny.
Okay, you know what? I cannot argue. That's a hilarious low, but it set a bad precedent. That's my thing, though.
I unironically jam Can't Stop Partying.
Okay, bitch. It's Weezer and it's Wheezy. Okay.
Upside down
Okay.
MTV.
Well, 2 things. One, Weezer does get the thumbs down. How do they pass in the Coliseum?
Sucked into a black hole.
Are they forced to work
On
with
their never existent, never released album.
They're never. They have to do their next album with AJR, and they die trying.
Rivers would be happy about that, I think.
Yeah, they both would like that.
It's true. Any other suggestions?
We make Weezer watch my entire Rise and Fall of Weezer retrospective. That's cool. That counts as cruel, right?
Like true Get Out style, like they're tied to the chair.
Yeah,
not
yeah,
on a
like-
link on a link.
Yeah, and just marathon. Those videos are
Yes.
long as hell too. You know?
On a loop for a week.
Oh, goodness.
Oh no, that's too cruel.
I don't think
Even
Crash,
think that's
Crash
too
wouldn't
cruel.
even want to do that, and he was in him.
I was about to say that was him editing.
That was
and
way
before-
more than.
Also,
Yeah.
and before we get to our next one, Crash, you made fun of Jack White sounding like a nerd. Rivers?
No, Jack White's the nerd, not Rivers.
Oh, okay. Got it.
nerds, let's be
Got
real.
it.
Okay, touche. Jack White is a different kind of nerd,
That's
but he's
fair.
still pretty nerdy.
That is
alright?
fair. You could be a
Yeah.
different type of nerd. There are more than
Yeah,
one. Okay,
see?
that is fair. Okay.
50 Shades of Nerd.
Oh, goodness. That is not the fanfic we need, John. Mercy.
Let's keep
Oh.
moving.
Thank you, guys. Please hit the like button if you haven't already. We'll get more Crash impressions with the more likes we get. And stop. I don't know if we've done this one on camera. I feel like we might have gotten this one in the documents, but not the camera. Have we talked about cake on camera?
I don't know. I know it's popped up on the doc a
The
lot.
document, yeah. I don't think we've ever had a discussion
I
about
don't think
cake.
we have.
Yeah,
Pat,
mostly
let us
because
know.
I'm not a huge cake fan, or I can't really speak effectively.
Okay,
to it.
gotcha. Then we
Oh,
can
okay,
skip.
okay.
Okay, we can move on. Then that's fine. Okay.
Maybe that's why we haven't.
Fair enough.
Alright.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay, moving down and stop. That is not one we've done before. AFI versus 30 Seconds to Mars.
I mean, we haven't done it.
We have
We
not
haven't
done
done
it. Nope.
John, I'm with you on this, but yeah, we can do it.
Not done it. So,
Really?
AFI. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. That's,
I mean,
come on now.
yeah.
I mean,
Even the
Yeah.
most boring AFI album, I would still, I would still argue it has something in it. They don't have America. When 30 Seconds to Mars released America,
Oh, God.
Yeah,
Don't
no.
remind us.
permanently done. Done.
I'd sooner listen to Bodies 3 times in a row than listen to anything 30 Seconds to Mars has done in the last.
Love, lust, faith, and dream.
oh, that album was awful.
Ugh.
Am I the only one who else run into the thing where they think that a lot of 30 Seconds to Mars stuff has not aged all that well?
No, it hasn't. And it's
See,
very badly produced, too.
It's very
Maybe a single or two, and that's it. Like, it all is like very of its time. Of that
yeah.
very
I used
late
to be
2000s.
really into A Beautiful Lie.
Right.
And even I'm like,
I still consider that record kind of a guilty pleasure.
yeah, that's their best. It's their
But
best.
yeah, but it's
You know.
even then, even when listening to it, I can still just, this is such a record from like 2004, 2003. Like,
Somewhere in there. Yeah.
dated. It's dated, and like
Yeah.
again, they haven't done anything good since that time, and
Mhm.
we're coming close to 20 years on that time now. So like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to make the joke too. Hey, that Foo Fighters debut album going on 30 years sooner than later.
I know.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow. And that holds up better
Age.
than what they put out like 3 years ago for 30 Seconds to
Oh,
Mars.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. By a long shot. Ugh. So, 30 Seconds to Mars has to die.
Yeah.
Now,
What a horror! What an oh no! Don't
Oh,
I don't
no.
want to sacrifice them. Oh no!
not Jared Leto.
do,
The art will suffer. Oh no!
do we
Good.
Good.
do we just set Jared Leto adrift from his private cult island?
Yeah.
I still don't know the whole thing about that. I don't want to know either. I just know it's a thing.
Okay.
Weird.
Here's my thinking. We make Jared Leto go on an extended bachelorette party in Nashville.
Why bachelorette?
I think it might break him.
The thing is, he has to be the chaperone too. The chaperone,
Exactly, that's it.
So-
chaperone, the designated driver. He's not allowed to have any fun on this trip.
And it's all
Yes.
gotta be like crazy fans from his like island
Oh,
experience.
yes.
No. Not even fans. People
Oh.
who don't know him. Or
Oh,
not,
no.
They're like, 30 Seconds to Mars, what was that? Is that a Fall Out Boy song?
Yeah. Yes.
Joker from one of the bad Batman movies has his own band?
Yeah.
Ugh.
We're doing that song with Halsey or an ASAP Rocky? I can't remember.
Oh God, Mark, no.
That's a bad memory. Oh,
Okay, yeah, 30 Seconds to Mars. No, it's not in the same.
It's
ballpark.
only 30 seconds to Mars, but it'll take you even less
Let's
just to get to my heart.
Boom! And
Drop
there's like
the fucking mic.
It was a big bass drop. Oh goodness. Okay, moving on. These are good suggestions so far. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
These are good.
Yeah, that's fun. That was
These
great.
work. These totally work. And stop. May have to skip this one. I'm not sure. Are you guys familiar with Me Without You?
Not really.
No.
Okay, I'm not
okay.
particularly either.
No.
So I was going to say.
okay. Just me. All right.
Yeah, I know. So, and stop. Okay. I think we might have done this one. Please correct me if I'm wrong. If we've done this one before, please correct me if I'm wrong. Coldplay versus Muse.
I think we
Pretty
have.
positive we've done that.
Okay.
Yeah, we have.
Yeah.
I just scrolled down. I did for another one. We haven't done this one before. Linkin Park versus Limp Bizkit.
Is this even fair?
It's just because they just started with L.I., isn't it?
Yeah.
L.I. Oh,
All right.
Limp.
Linkin Park. 1, 2, 3.
I mean,
Come on.
You know, John, I was almost expecting you to play devil's advocate on this.
No.
Just for
No,
shits and
not for this one. Come on now.
No. Come on.
Anyone have any thoughts to say they want to say about this?
I mean, I always say this. Considering they both came out in a similar scene, if not similar genre, it's kind of interesting to see how much one got so much critical acclaim that has persisted with the test that was of its time, but has kind of ebbed back and forth. Whereas with Limp Bizkit, it crashed hard, but now you're getting a lot of Limp Bizkit reappraisal. At least that's what I've seen in music discourse.
I've seen it.
Oh, absolutely. I've seen it happen. I've seen that coming on the horizon for like years now.
I've seen it too, but at the same time, that does not. People are not arguing the bad Limp Bizkit is wretched. They're looking for the significant other and $3 Limp Bizkit.
We're past the point where we're trying to be like, oh, everything Limp Bizkit did was terrible, always, you know?
Yeah.
And we're allowing ourselves to at least admit there was some fun in there, or whatever.
It's the thing. Limp Bizkit is currently going through the ICP redemption arc. In that, you know what? Yeah, everyone. Yeah, back in the day, you know, if you knew about them,
the same lyric material for some of their stuff too.
But no, it's like, back in the day it was ridiculous. But having time and distance away from it, it's like, at least Limp Bizkit always understood what they were. They never really, for everything you could say about Limp Bizkit, you couldn't call them pretentious. They always just knew they were goof. They knew they were
goofy.
That,
yes, for sure. But
you can at least, say, hey, it's fun, even if it is super dumb. But
but I would still say the best of Linkin Park still stands out way more than the best.
Absolutely.
Of course, by a landslide for me.
By the way, did everyone go online and give their thoughts about Limp Bizkit still sucks?
I haven't heard it yet, actually.
I have. John, did you?
Yeah, I reviewed it, and I gave it a 3.5 out of 5. I enjoyed it overall.
Yeah.
I like that they're leaning more and more into the fact that they're, self-aware about it. And Dad Vibes was a vibe. Yeah. So
I'll be quick too. I wouldn't give it that high of a score, but I did say on the podcast, better than their last 3 albums combined.
Yeah,
not hard to do, but good
Regardless,
for them.
Way better than expectations. So you know what?
Yeah. And they didn't overstay their welcome. It's not an hour long.
It was short. Yeah. So
okay, that's also good.
So thank you guys. That was an interesting one for sure. Keep them coming. Keep the super chats coming. We're getting to those in the second hour. Let me make sure I got everything backed up for all of you.
I'm sure y'all are all psyched for Gold Cobra when that comes out. It's a Stampede of the Disco Elephants. I got it mixed up. Yeah,
isn't it funny that they keep promising Stampede, but then they just released another album instead?
Yeah,
that just kind of hit me.
They're playing a Weezer.
I guess. Gotcha.
Hey, Weezer have never gone a decade without an album.
Well, River said they
even if they should have. Though
River said they wrote 4 albums of material in quarantine. 4.
Yep.
How
Well,
dare
there
they?
are 4 albums coming out next
Yeah.
year for every season.
All right, Crash,
no.
you're up.
I'm stoked.
No, I refuse. I outright
Okay.
refuse.
Okay. All right, we got another versus. We've not done this one. Billy Joel versus Bruce Springsteen.
Oh, not fair. Not fair.
Not fair.
I don't think it's
Yeah.
fair either. But
I can do it. No.
Oh, I
Everyone
can
up?
do it.
All right, Billy Joel. 1, 2, 3.
It hurts. It hurts. It hurts leaving the thumb down on this one. It hurts
Yeah.
so bad.
And Bruce
Oh.
Springsteen. 1, 2, 3.
This is barely.
It's just because
for
it's the
me.
boss.
It's
That's just
barely.
personal.
It's more than the boss. It's more than that.
He's the boss. He's the boss. He's the boss. There, that's my bad joke. There. John, if you want to say, like, this could be more open to. You're not going to hear me argue against Billy Joel.
Yeah.
I don't like Bruce Springsteen.
Okay. I've heard that before from people as well.
Okay.
I don't like his voice. I've just never been into his music much at all. I can't say that I have heard every album that he's released, but I've checked out newer stuff from Western Stars back to the classics like Born in the USA.
Okay.
And I'm like,
Nothing?
some of it is fine, but it just doesn't really do anything for me. So there's my hot take.
Fair.
Piping hot. And I love the Piano Man. I grew up Billy Joel.
Sure.
Yeah.
Huge fan of like The Stranger and a lot of the classic records.
See.
I grew up. I
By the
mean,
way-
I think Uptown Girl was the first song I ever remember like listening to and like getting excited to hear.
Yeah.
So
By the way, you're getting some support in the chat, so you're not alone.
Hey.
thank you.
Believe
Yeah.
that.
Anyone else want to take the bat for Bruce Springsteen?
Again, it hurts because, like, again,
It's
like
close.
the Stranger is one of my favorite albums of like the '80s. Man,
Mhm.
that's just such a wonderful freaking record. But on that same token, like Born in the USA and Born to Run are like 2 of my favorite albums of the '80s too. So it's like, again, it's like an apples and oranges comparison too, because they do such different things and they do such different styles. But I don't know. Again, Bruce Springsteen embodies that Americana, that kind of rock, that kind of blue collar rock and roll vibe that's so appealing. And while Billy Joel has his own appeal, again, it's an apples and oranges thing.
It is.
I don't know, being from the Midwest and growing up in that blue
I think
collar
that's part of it
environment.
too. And the blue
Man,
and
Springsteen is.
it's factory
Yeah.
life. It's the factory
Yeah.
life, you know.
My mom worked in that. My mom worked in a factory
My
from
dad.
when I was. Yeah, exactly. So like, man, you just feel that. You feel that.
Anything, Mark?
Again, I think it's actually really close. I think the one thing that stands out as someone who actually consistently likes a lot of Bruce Springsteen and actually inherited a bunch of my Bruce Springsteen vinyl from my parents.
Oh.
The one thing I will say is that Springsteen's production and embrace of more soul elements has lasted and made his material have a lot of staying power, especially coming out of the 70s and the 80s. I think Tunnel of Love is tremendously underrated. I'm actually not the hugest fan of Springsteen stuff that he's put out more recently in the 2010s.
Fair.
Mostly because it's a weird texture to me. I've struggled to get on board with it because you'd like to think that his songwriting would have developed more layers, and it hasn't quite done so, especially in comparison with some of his peers. That being said, Billy Joel's worst. Billy Joel can write classic songs. He's got classic albums. Billy Joel has some bad stuff too.
He does.
Sure.
Oof.
And that's the one thing Springsteen has a few bad records. I'd say the couple albums he put out in the very early 90s where he's trying to be very happy and poppy, they don't work at all.
It was upbeat. Yeah.
Yeah, but it doesn't. Well, they aren't Springsteen. They don't feel like Springsteen albums. They feel like pop albums. Billy Joel's bad stuff is bad, and that kind of like We Didn't Start the Fire was cute when you were 6. It hasn't aged well.
Yeah, that song is like 7 minutes long too. Ugh.
We'll end with this. It's actually 3-2 because Gretchen has sided with John on Billy Joel.
Oh, okay.
Saw that.
However, it doesn't matter
know-
because Billy Joel does.
I'm okay with that because, like, man, Joel needs representation in here too. He does.
Yes, I agree.
He does.
I
man.
agree. He does. He won't die in the Coliseum, but I do remember specifically growing up, seeing all the Chipmunk Cover the Classics commercials, and one of them was Billy Joel's Uptown Girl. The Chipmunks have to do their entire Billy Joel catalog, and that's all that can be done for Billy Joel in a while.
It sounds atrocious.
It's gonna get awkward.
That commercial was on the air so much growing up as a kid. I remember that one.
It's gonna get awkward when they get to Only a Woman.
Or Only the Good Die Young.
All right. Oh my god.
Simon and Theodore singing backup on it. Oh man.
Although I will give this for Billy Joel, one of the most subtly profound moments of one of his covers. Did you guys see the later seasons of How I Met Your Mother, where they did that final closing moment where they did The Longest Time between Ted and Barney? It was actually really, really striking. I don't want to spoil the moment of the episode because I think the episode's legit great, but that moment always strings out to me. I'm like, that was awesome.
So should that have been the final episode instead?
Yes.
I know you're the big fan of that one. Like, I've seen random episodes. All I know is everyone hated that last episode. Yowza.
Yeah.
The last 3 seasons.
Okay then. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Good suggestions, guys. Keep them coming. Thank you guys very much. And stop. I know we had to have done this on the document. I don't know if we've done this on a video discussion. Filter.
I'm not hugely familiar. I don't.
Okay.
I'm like, I know singles, and that's about it.
Don't worry about it then. Yeah, we'll move on. We'll keep that for the second hour, guys. If there's a super chat for it, and stop. Okay, there's 2 back to back. The first one seems like a troll, so I'm gonna go with the second. Bring Me the Horizon versus A Day to Remember.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I think I have this.
Yeah.
I can at least see why that's in the ballpark for a duo versus.
Sure. They're touring together next year.
Yep, in Europe, in the UK. Yep.
Yeah.
All right, Bring Me the Horizon. 1, 2, 3.
You know what? I'll play devil's advocate.
Okay,
I'll play devil's advocate.
It's close for me. And Crash, A Day to Remember. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Crash, as you dissent, why A Day to Remember?
See, the thing is, I do love Bring Me the Horizon. They have had a late kind of renaissance, when they reinvented themselves on like Sempiternal. That was a really wonderful vibe, and I feel like they've been hitting it, even though I wasn't super duper hot on Amo, necessarily. I don't know, I still feel like they have been very, very, they have released a lot of bangers in their time. The thing is, I am just so not hot on their early screamo core, their sort of their super early phase when they were a scene band. I've tried giving it a chance and I just do not care. A Day to Remember, I feel like they have a much more consistent catalog, leaving out their most recent record. But
that's a big asterisk.
Yeah, I mean, I know, but at the same time, though, like I don't know, they have some really damn strong stuff in their catalog as well. Common Courtesy, like the album even the album that came right before that, it's escaping me for some reason, but I don't know. They have a lot. I feel like they have the more consistent catalog overall. Whereas while Bring Me the Horizon has done well in later years here, I'm sorry, y'all. I just have no interest in that earlier stuff. It's just too generic. I've heard better. I've seen better.
Okay.
Can I tap in next year? Is
Go
that
ahead, John.
Okay. Just to rebuttal that, Crash, all I'm thinking is Bring Me the Horizon started off rather shit. Yeah, it's very of its time, whatever.
Yeah.
But the thing is they consistently, I think, continued to improve or at least try some new things that felt good and risky. Whereas I think A Day to Remember are more so kind of going down, especially since Common Courtesy. So that's my thing, is more so like, I respect the fact that Bring Me still, as recent as last year, have shown us that they can do that upwards trajectory. And I just don't think A Day to Remember have that spark left in them. I mean,
I understand that. I understand it's been a rough few years for A Day to Remember. I get that, but
yeah.
Yeah.
Since their 2010 record, There Is a Hell, I have liked pretty much everything, if not loved. So that's why it wins out for me.
Mark, for Bring Me the Horizon?
I gotta say it, I'm not the hugest fan of either of these bands. I am giving Bring Me the Horizon the slight edge because A, they've gotten better. B, there's a deep cut on Ammo that was one of my favorite songs of 2019.
Which one?
Why You Gotta Kick Me When I'm Down.
Oh yeah, I remember you loving
That
that.
was a good
That one, that
was
song bangs. It's a great running track. I also think, and this is going to sound a little weird, I think that a lot of Bring Me the Horizons material, even their earlier stuff, is going to wind up aging a little better than some of the stuff from A Day to Remember. Especially because A Day to Remember, they had flickers and high points at their very beginning, where they caught fire in that scene. But gradually, they've lost so much personality over the course of the years that it's kind of hard for me to. It makes me question how good those earlier albums really were. Whereas with Bring Me the Horizon, you knew they were bad, but they translated, but there was a core of something there that translated into Sempiternal, and That's the Spirit when they reinvented. I think there was always more potential.
Yeah.
And for me, I'll be quick. Bring Me the Horizon definitely started out not trend chasing, but part of the trend of the late 2000s. When Sempiternal came out, that was eye-opening. That's when they were getting their headline tours that were massive. That's when they really started taking it. And then they refused to stay in a groove. They refused to just sit back and coast. I do feel that over time, A Day to Remember started to sit in their groove a little more. And
I agree.
You're Welcome aside, awful. One of the worst of the year for me, of all the albums I've heard. But that aside, A Day to Remember still had a lot to offer, but I still feel Bring Me the Horizon, with their attempts to be creative and unique and try different things, while still holding true to Bring Me the Horizon, even the stuff I didn't care for, still I appreciate. A Day to Remember, once they started getting their groove, and then everything that's happened over the last few years, the content coming out, that's the deciding factor. So
The other thing I want to bring up here is I'm not entirely sure how much of this is A Day to Remember's fault, because
not 100%, maybe not 100%, but some yes.
Mark, on that note, I just want them to get away from Fueled by Ramen. Just please get away from Fueled by Ramen, maybe we might be able to salvage them.
What label is Bring Me the Horizon on?
They're on RCA. They're on a major label.
Yeah, they're label. Yeah. Can I just also point out that A Day to Remember went from Victory to Fueled by Ramen?
Yeah.
Who is the idiot signing those contracts for those boys?
Why would they sign another contract after what they went through with Victory?
And then why would they jump to
independent years
Fuel?
were the best. The independent years, all the way.
Man, I've heard some bad contract lifespans for bands, but yowza, that is a bad 1-2 punch.
That to me sounds like it's a question of management. It also sounds like maybe those independent years were not as well managed as they could be. They probably didn't have a stable. They weren't getting the bookings they might not have wanted. If you're on Fueled by Ramen, at least you get festival bookings.
You get the money. There is money. There's name value being on the same label.
That would explain why they have a song called "FU Money" on the album.
Money exists.
Wait till I get that fuck you money.
Bloodsucker.
I like Strawberry Burst's suggestion in the chat. Blame Marshmallow.
Rescue. Actually, Rescue Me was better than the majority of You're Welcome.
I mean, it kind of was.
It stood out. I remembered it more, and not for
right.
Yeah, I don't know.
It charted. I remember that.
It did.
Yeah, it did. It did.
Bring Me A Day to Remember must perish in the Coliseum. But do they have to sign to a third terrible label? Is that their punishment?
Yeah.
Honestly, I think where they're at right now is punishment enough.
Man, not even just
an album a year in this form.
Yeah, and then all the bad publicity, the allegations that are, and then everything else too. Man, I don't know what else we could do to them.
They have to tour You're Welcome just for the rest of their years as a band, only promoting that.
Oh no!
The re-entry tour, part 47.
Guys, we have 6 warehouses full of vinyls we thought people were going to buy. We have to sell these.
They're melting and getting warped. Come on, guys.
Oh, thank you, guys. That was a good suggestion too. I did like that one. It was very well done.
Good one.
And by the way, I am still a fan of A Day to Remember. Don't get it twisted. I still am. For sure.
I put an asterisk on it at this point.
Just get away from Fueled by Ramen. That's all I'm asking.
And stop. We've not done this one on camera. If we can't do this one, we'll move on. Dashboard Confessional.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't think we've done it on camera if we've seen it. So.
I don't think so.
All right.
I don't think so. No.
Dashboard Confessional. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, okay.
Are me and Crash both
the full thumbs down.
I was gonna say, like, Mark and I were a little bit more quick. You guys were like,
yeah, but like, I get it. No,
I'm like,
I get it.
okay,
It's like,
we'll go for the thumbs downs first. Mark, why don't you go first?
You know what? This is me being a total friggin' hipster. I know that. As per usual, this is no surprise. But if we're going to act like Dashboard Confessional isn't the most gentrified version of what emo was coming out of the 90s, even by the extent of what happened when you had the pop flavoring stuff, that when Modest Mouse crossed over, or when Jimmy Eat World crossed over, let's not act like that whole moment that you had Dashboard Confessional, they were lowest on the totem pole. They were beneath Yellow Card, considerably.
I agree. I do agree.
And I'm
in terms of popularity or in terms of quality?
Quality.
Okay.
And here's the other thing. I reviewed Dashboard Confessional in, I want to say 2018, and they have gotten so much worse. The production's not there. The writing's not there. I understand for a very specific moment in audience, they were a thing, but the emo that came before the 90s was better. The pop flavored emo that came in the mid 2000s was much better.
Yes.
And
Jimmy Eat World.
Jimmy Eat World was their contemporary around that time. Bleed American was 2001, and that was around the same time as like Dashboard Confessional breaking through. And I gotta say that and that's not even touching on the underground. Say Anything wipes the floor with them. And so no, I can't support that. I can't support Dashboard Confessional.
And Dashboard, I'll be quick. Dashboard Confessional too. Kind of going on with the contemporary stuff. There were so many better bands in the 2000s where they were getting pushed to the moon by MTV and MTV2 Dashboard Confessional. I'm sitting there going, "This is it. This is what everyone's just swooning and going crazy over, screaming infidelities." I'm like, this is taking over the world. This really? I have nothing against it, but also over time it's gotten worse. Up until last week when Dashboard Confessional released a new song. We played it on New Music Night. It did not go over well.
Wow.
I'm talking, this is sad bar acoustic rock at 2 a.m. Just some college kid just singing about the low lights of life. It was...
Look, I just got back from a Rustin Kelly concert 2 days ago.
I take that over what I heard last weekend.
Obviously. But the funny thing is,
that's hardly even fair.
I went to the meet and greet for him, and he actually cited the front man of Dashboard Confessional as one of his influences. Chris Carrabba, one of his influences.
No, I see it. I totally see it.
If I'm correct, Dashboard Confessional if I'm correct, Dashboard's just him now. Like, it's just his own.
It is. It's just crazy.
That's what I thought.
It's always kind of been.
That's what I thought. So, okay, so John, thumbs up for Dashboard Confessional.
Yeah, it was a light thumbs up.
I did see. I saw.
Okay, I couldn't even count on two hands the last time that I gave a shit about Dashboard Confessional. Okay, and it's a light thumbs up because gateway drug. Drug.
Okay, that I get. That is an argument. Yes, that I get. Yeah.
You know what I mean? It got me into a lot of others. Like I brought up Jimmy Eat World. I got into a lot of other much better bands, including 90s emo stuff like Sunny Day Real Estate. It's there's a lot better stuff, obviously, out there by miles and miles and miles. But I appreciate the simplicity that I guess I connected with at a moment in time for songs like Vindicated and Stolen, whatever. But it got me into a lot other better stuff. And I do think that, in a general sense, I think that Chris deserves some respect in the emo vein just for being a part of it and being as big as he was at that time. But now, he's got longevity, but now it's almost nothing more than a what's the word I'm looking for? Just kind of a novelty act at this point.
It is. And Crash, can you beat? I can't remember the last time I gave a crap about Dashboard Confessional. I want that as an album quote, by the way. Please continue, Crash.
Okay, here's the thing. I'm kind of in that same camp with John here too, because it's aged a little poorly. It's hard to look back on, but I will say a lot of my thumbs up is probably just based out of nostalgia.
Okay.
But here's the thing, and Mark, you're gonna hate me for this. Karaoke you bust out screaming infidelities at karaoke to a
Is
crowd of millennials. Dude. You have.
I'm not a karaoke expert, so that's why I'm asking.
Oh my god, dude! I've been to karaoke singing that song, and every time we hit that last chorus, the whole room is screaming, "Yo, everywhere, screaming infidelity!" Like they're all they break their voice at the second half too, just like he does in the song too. It's I don't know. Speaking as someone who was playing a lot of those open mics when Dashboard was at their height, like, man, that stuff went over. That stuff went over like a dream. It's aged poorly, but in its day, like, man, that it hit the right button at the exact right time. And I understand what John said, why they became such a gateway band, because so many people were able to discover a lot of other great bands as a result of starting with Chris Carrabba. So,
yeah,
I get it.
Gateway band is Jimmy Eat World instead.
You probably did better. I mean, yeah, you probably did better. But a lot of people probably discovered Jimmy Eat World because they fangirled out to cute boy Chris Carrabba. We can't nail every cute boy.
I am selfish. I am wrong. I am right. I swear I'm right.
And I knew it all along.
Mark, I'm on your side. I'm totally on your side, Mark. You're not alone. You're not alone.
You know what?
But I am turning out so well. I am seeing in me now. Chris swore he saw himself.
Next time we get the chance to be in the same room, wherever that may be, we are going to karaoke, and
Yes.
I am going to prove this to all of you.
Absolutely.
Okay.
We must be intoxicated, though.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I won't be drunk, but I'll be holding a camera and live streaming the whole thing. So
Please.
Sounds apropos.
yeah,
On Mark's channel.
Yes, on Mark's channel. Moving on, we got a few more minutes left for the first hour. Please hit that like button right now. We've already got Crash singing and doing an impression, so we're doing okay so far. Please hit us up. Let me see where we're at right now before we get to the next one. We are at only 149 likes, guys. I don't know how I feel about that. Because we've had well over 300 people watching for a while.
That's only about half of y'all. Come on, let's like that up. Yeah, hit that like button.
Please hit the like button. We will get a Ben Stein impression from Crash.
If we get 1,000 likes.
If we get 1,000 likes, yes.
1,000 likes.
And stop. We have not done this one before. Band versus band. Barenaked Ladies versus Blues Traveler.
Oh, not close.
Not close in my book either.
That's an interesting one. I get it. But
Blues Traveler, I'm not really familiar enough with the answer. Sorry.
Very quickly. I think I know the answer. Barenaked Ladies. 1, 2, 3.
I mean, I got respect for Blues Traveler, but y'all, Barenaked Ladies have
stunt maroon. I win.
Bingo. Yeah.
Very fair. Okay, and stop. We had to have one trash one. We had a good streak. We did have a good streak.
Oh boy.
We did have a good streak.
Do it.
This is our penance. This is the payment.
Penance.
There's always got to be at least one.
It's just funny that you said that word for it. Band versus band. Godsmack versus Stained.
God. Man, he picked a sticky one, didn't he?
Yeah, I think I got this.
The Florida rock bands going at it. And they're not both from Florida. I know they're both from Massachusetts.
Yeah,
they're still swampy.
They all live. They're all of that ilk. Okay, Godsmack. 1, 2, 3. I guess. Yeah. We're a very tentative, don't want to eat our vegetables, thumbs up. Anyone have anything they want to say as to why? Because
there's some songs on like their first 2 records that are kind of guilty pleasures. I don't know. They could. Okay. Here's something I will say in Godsmack's defense. Say whatever you want to about their music or their politics or whatever. They're at least nice to the fans. They come out to those shows. I have seen that. They do the meet and greet. They're nice to their fans. They love their fans. They love being there.
Yeah.
Whatever else you want to say about them. Sure. That ain't true for Stained, is it?
Yeah, you cannot say that for them. They're back for the money and the money only.
Unless you're bringing Aaron Lewis a beer, he's not going to look at you.
Oh, he's got to be shit-faced to perform.
I will say this about Godsmack as well. They still care.
Yeah.
Which is
Yes.
Yeah, you know,
like as much as their albums are derivative and frequently incredibly embarrassing, especially when you look at any of their lyrics, like
oh god, yes.
like Godsmack's dumb, but it's dumb in a way like okay, you know what, you do your own thing, you be dumb over there.
You get it.
Whereas,
you get it though, yeah.
Whereas Stained, there's this ickiness to a lot of their material that's aged badly. Their production's awful, and like I'm not even having any fun. At the dumbest moments with Godsmack, you can at least maybe convince yourself you can have fun if you're 6 beers in.
Yeah.
With Stained, if you're 6 beers in, you're not having any fun.
Yeah. Oh,
And I feel.
I'll say this: Godsmack. Going back to the earlier albums, like the self-titled and Faceless, Godsmack could at least write a hook back in the day.
Yeah.
And I'll get like an actual fun hook, and the guitar solos there, you can actually hear something. Stained, it doesn't even like hold up for anything. All you hear are the most depressive, anti-accepting that the music was bad type of people now going, "This music was my childhood. How dare you?" Then again, it's
fuck your childhood.
I know. But at the same time, like, what's only slightly better? Stay away, keep away, go away. That's every Godsmack song. But still, I take that over Aaron Lewis farting out whatever he does now and back then.
Again, you can if you dig for it, you can find bits of fun in Godsmack.
I agree.
Yeah.
Like Stained basically is when people complain that that all new metal was whining about your parents and whining about your problems when you don't have real problems. That was Stained.
That was definitely
the
Stained.
epitome of it.
Yes.
You can't say that about Godsmack, at least.
No, yeah. No one is having fun singing along to Stained. No. That's just not how it is. We got time for one more. That was a dumb one, but at least it did provide good discussion and it made us think. So you know what? I get it. I can't be mad at that one. All right.
We spun straw into gold with that one.
Calling it straws, generous. Thank you. All right, one more. Please hit the like button. Thank you. Got it. Talking about Aaron Lewis being drunk. Yikes. And stop. We're not doing that one. And stop.
Just right away. Must have been a bad one.
Not even gonna read it. Not even gonna read
Worse than Stained versus Godsmack. Oof. Okay.
I don't even want to know.
AJR versus My Chemical Romance. Is that the
Look around it?
Thank you.
Whoever you are.
Was I right? Was I right for skipping it?
Off with your head.
Competitive. Come on.
Do not question, please. Okay. You know what? Continuing. This is the first time we're going to continue, because we haven't done this one before. This is fair. Continuing off a previous one. Common Courtesy versus Sempiternal.
Oh.
I think that's interesting. We haven't done anything like that. I kind of like that. Yeah?
Ooh. Cracking knuckles over here.
Yeah.
Boy.
For me,
and this is the first time that's had like a continuation. I kind of dig that one, so I'm not going to argue that.
Okay.
So,
all right, I'm down with this.
Okay. I do have an answer. It is razor thin close, but I do have an answer.
Man.
Okay, Mark and I, Crash John, you guys have them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sempiternal first. 1, 2, 3. Really? Okay.
Damn it, I'm the only one again.
Crash, I said before, razor thin. And
razor thin for me,
common
too.
Courtesy for you.
Just barely on the other side of that, yeah.
Okay, so why does Common Courtesy get the thumbs up?
Again, I love Sempiternal. I love what they were doing. I love what it represents for Bring Me the Horizon. I love how it's this bold new direction and this whole reinvention of what they were. I love that. But man, I just think Common Courtesy is more fun overall. It's the more fun record. It's the celebratory record from when they finally got away from Victory Records. All those fun little moments on there where they leave, like the shitty voicemails that guy who ran Victory Records would leave them. And it was them celebrating their independence and celebrating it with 2 giant middle fingers in the air. It was so jubilant in its defiance. That was what I have so much respect for that record. It was my record of the year when I was reviewed that way back in the day. And I still kind of hold up that record actually is it's better than you probably remember.
It's great.
Yeah.
Also,
definitely.
Before we go for Sempiternal, could someone please screenshot that image of Crash flipping us off with double fingers and the 3 of us just looking like,
We're just taking it.
Yes, please.
Y'all are finally going to get me canceled, aren't you?
Okay. For Sempiternal, I kind of like on the reverse of that. Like, it was the shooing away of the bangs and that cringe of the scene that they were standing out in the bad way and saying, we are so much more than that and we can prove it. That's a big part of it. And also, I can't say why I've gone back to the singles and the big songs of Sempiternal more than the ones of Common Courtesy. That's a big for the Go to Hell for heaven's sake, you know, and Sleepwalking. I have played more than the singles of Common Courtesy. I love Common Courtesy, by the way. And yeah, I won't beat around the bush. That's it. Razor thin. Razor thin.
It's thin for me too here, but like, that's
Mark, why did you go for Sempiternal?
Similar with you. I'm not the hugest fan of either band.
Sure.
I think Sempiternal's paced better. I think it's produced considerably better. I think there's a lot more body and weight to the sounds. They go for a little bit more of a symphonic vibe on parts of Sempiternal that I can appreciate. And again, I think that it shows defined evolution to what Bring Me the Horizon was. And I think that what helps is that the previous albums were so bad that the jump up in quality kind of makes it stand out in a better way.
It does. It does. That's how I think that might make me hold it higher in regard to, for whatever reason that is, which is unfair, but that's just how my unfair brain works. John, for Sempiternal.
Lest we forget There Is a Hell in there. I think that album is grossly forgotten about and underrated because that album ran so that Sempiternal could sprint. And I think that Sempiternal, Jordan Fish joining that band, saved Bring Me the Horizon.
I agree with that, yes.
It gave them life beyond the scene, and Sempiternal proved that they had such a strong heartbeat. There was a lot going in terms of stylistic choices, making use of like synths and like Mark mentioned, like orchestral sections, making it almost feel like you're watching listening to like a movie soundtrack at some points because it's so big and ambitious. It is paced a lot better, produced better, but I really do love both records. It's just that Sempiternal is a full album experience, works a lot better for me.
Okay. Fair arguments across the board.
Absolutely fair, yeah.
Common Courtesy must be signed to Fueled by Ramen.
Yeah, re-release. A 10-year anniversary re-release.
With the same mixing production as You're Welcome.
But they sneak in all of the You're Welcome tracks as bonus tracks.
And they mix them into, like, integrate them in so you can't play them through back to back.
Bloodsucker into Sometimes You're the
Hammer.
Oh,
goodness!
And you get the remix versions of Common Courtesy with all the acts on Fueled by Ramen.
Yes. And then Marshmello has to come in and sing over Go to Hell for heaven's sake.
Marshmello doesn't sing, he just riffs and does drops.
That's the whole point, yeah.
He does drops all over.
Just shouting his name. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm sorry, Crash.
My soul hurts.
Marshmello's like, I've never shouted my name in the past, but I'm going to start right now.
Crash is like, I got a new microphone for this. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding? We are at halftime. Thank you guys so much for sticking with us. It's now time for the super chats. We're going to take a minute. If you guys need anything, do you need a break for anything, or should we start jumping into it?
I'm good.
Good?
Yeah,
good?
I think
good.
I'm all right.
Let's do it.
I'm good. Yeah. All right. I got super chats. I got everything ready. Let me pop over here, make sure everything's good. Thank you guys for joining with us. Also, I'll make the same pitch again. I'm going to type this out in chat also. Hopefully I probably already pasted over it. Hang tight. Please keep the super chats coming. We read them at random, and we'll go through as many as we can. Don't know why I typed that all out and said it out loud to you, but whatever.
We're your proofreaders. You did fine.
Thank you. Good. Also, everyone say hi to Gretchen. She's been modding, helping us out.
Hi, Gretchen.
Thank you, Gretchen.
Anything you guys would like to say to Gretchen?
Congratulations.
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
Congratulations.
That's right.
Yeah, I don't think I've said it like out loud. I've said it in comment form.
Yeah,
but,
in comment form, posts, things like that. Because this is the first time we've all talked to each other on video since it happened. Even though we talk almost every day, but still.
Right.
So yes,
video.
Yes, I know, Gretchen.
For the public, you know.
Oh my goodness. If you want to join in on this chat, here's the link. I will not do that, by the way. Just ruin everything we have.
Luke, did you see my message in the Discord?
I did not. I'll check it out in just a second.
Okay.
Thank you for letting me know there's something in Discord. Everyone, just a second. It's going to look really wonky right now while I have this up because I have to do it this way. Hey, look, there's an intro video. stare at that while I look at the comment. Okay, close that. Hey, we're back. Okay, I replied, and boom. Okay, so second hour. This is for the super chats. Thank you guys so much for helping us out and doing all this. Thank you guys for donating money. It always helps out. I funnel this money equally through Patreon and stuff to everybody, the guys there, so it always gets divided out at the end. The more money you help us, the more our channels can grow. The more you're supporting everything, the more Rock Coliseums in the future. The more Crash cries, because we made fun of common courtesy. And we didn't make fun of it, by the way. It's just we just gave it a painful send-off. So
y'all have made me cry with much worse.
That is true.
Jeez!
Dang.
Y'all are mean. What can I say?
While my crash,
You're making me do all these impressions. Like, when are y'all going to do some impressions?
I was just singing Dashboard.
I did the Godsmack impression.
And I do metal impressions more often than I probably should.
Okay,
Y'all
Crash.
should do more. You're not carrying your weight.
It's we just do it. You have to be asked, Crash.
That is.
That's me.
It's getting ugly now. Okay. I'm sorry, guys. Problem with OBS. We're gonna get this there. All right, our first super chat from Frick Dizzle, which is an odd name. Oh my goodness. Slipknot versus System of a Down.
Okay.
I have an answer. Everyone have an answer?
Yep.
I have one.
Slipknot. 1, 2, 3. I figured that was going to happen, by the way.
Okay.
Oh, wow. I thought it was going to be split.
I figured we'd be split too, but I get it. I get
and
it.
for System of a Down, 1, 2, 3.
For me, this is thin. For me, this is a close.
It's relatively close. Sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Close.
Very fair. For me, it's close. Slipknot, I love the writing of both. I love the musical flow of both. I love the creativity, the unbridled passion and anger of both. There's so much. I feel that the complete albums of both back in the day, going back to Iowa and the self-titled, even more recently with We Are Not Your Kind, I've had more replay value out of other stuff, save Toxicity from System of a Down, which I still go back to and complete. I just feel I got more replay value out of the Slipknot albums. Also, side note, having seen both bands several times, I would put Slipknot better as a live band, just a hair over System of a Down.
Yeah, I haven't seen Slipknot yet, so I can't say.
Fair. And that's it. You won't hear me argue against the system. So, Mark, why don't you go first? System of a Down. You said it's not even close.
Yeah, I'll keep it short. Toxicity is, my opinion, considerably marks better than anything that Slipknot's ever put out. Again, I'm not a Slipknot fan. System of the Down, also not the hugest System fan. It's just taken me a while to get into their stuff, and I really haven't done the deep dive the way I should. But I've heard Toxicity. I enjoy it a lot more than probably Iowa, which is my favorite Slipknot album. So it's really not close for me.
Okay, fair. John, for System of a Down.
Yeah, System for me, for as angry as they can be, they're also so fun to listen to because they use humor so often in their music, and it works.
They're witty. They are witty.
They're so ridiculously over the top, and I love the fact that they rotate vocalists as well between Darren and Serge, and both of them are fantastic in their own right. I think Toxicity is, of course, fantastic, but the combination of Mesmerize and Hypnotize, I think, are, they're up there for me as well. Absolutely. And all the way back to the self-titled, they came out of the gate swinging. Not that Slipknot didn't. It boils down to it's a little bit harder to compare. What do I come back to more? System. And I listen to Slipknot a decent amount, so I think that's saying a lot just for the staying power that System has.
Yeah, that's fair. And Crash, System of a Down.
And for me, this is a much closer battle. Like, this is again, Slipknot, I admire them so much. They're so intense. They're so raw. They are just, especially seeing them live. I've seen both bands live, and honestly, I feel like I would give it to Slipknot because, man, they put on a hell of a show, too. Mm-hmm. Not that System doesn't, but
no, not by any means. No.
No. But at the same time,
really good
the intensity is there with Slipknot. But again, I admire System for how much more experimental they were much more brave in their willingness to expand. I don't know, System was brave and bold from the get-go. They were a wacky, just out-of-body experience from that very first record. Slipknot has been a bit more crests and valleys, but I feel like System overall has had the more significant impact on music as a whole. Slipknot is just a great band for what they are. But System of a Down, I feel like, actually has changed the landscape with their music in a more substantial way. So credit where it's due.
I will let you three decide how Slipknot fades in the Coliseum, because I'm not allowed to be a part of that discussion.
Damn, I feel bad for this one.
Corey Taylor is not allowed to write another book with an overly long title. How about that?
Or another solo album.
Or another solo record.
And he can't do any interviews for Slipknot from this point forward.
The last one's the fun one, though. Come on.
That's what would torture him.
We lose on that one.
That's true.
Okay, fine.
Fine, no more books it is.
No, the books are fine. The titles do get paragraphy. Like a
I
paragraph
got
on the title.
Fine, no more CMFT sequels.
Yeah, we have to take away that belt. That CMFT belt, that's ours.
Yes.
That's ours now.
No more wrestling paraphernalia.
Why do we get it?
We're the champions.
I guess. Okay, fair enough. Thank you guys. Keep the super chats coming. We go through them randomly, as many as we can too. So thank you guys very much. We'll try to be as fast as we can with these. And stop. Sorry. I'm going to drag this over here because my other notes are over here. I had to write some stuff down. Okay. There we go. Stop. Chat's over there. From Ross Trobajic. I apologize for botching that pronunciation. If you don't know this one, it's okay. Sleep Token versus Loathe.
Ooh.
Okay. I can do this.
I can too.
Well, that's a good one.
I actually get there in the name. That's not a bad versus. It's not.
That's not good. That's really good. That's good. That's good.
Very good.
For Sleep Token. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, come on. I was hoping somebody would. Oh.
Loathe. 1, 2, 3.
You know what? I haven't heard that new record, so that's partially on me.
I've heard the same.
That's why I'm doing this.
I have. It factors in.
Yeah. So with Loathe, the versatility and extremes from full embodied shrieking anger intensity to the most mellow, smooth, silky textures and atmosphere they make. So much for a young band to do, and it kills me that I haven't seen them live yet. Sleep Token, I know.
That'd be awesome.
I know. With Sleep Token, I admire what they're trying to do, and I do feel there's like a lot of grounds and they have stuff going for them. The albums I've heard, there's just so much that's just this homogenous blob that it all sounds like one thick track, especially the most recent album that came out a month or two ago.
It got a little neutered somehow. Somewhere along the way.
Okay, John, why don't you go next for Loathe?
Yeah, you guys actually got me into Loathe. I was late to the party, but you guys were talking them up so hard around year-end season last year that I decided to check out I Let It In, and it took everything, and oh my god, wow.
Right?
Like, on vinyl.
It is, and I thank that you guys for that too, because I have that now, and it was a hell of an experience. It made me check out more stuff from them. I have not heard the full reworking. Was it a reworking or a remix or more symphonic album that they did this year or something?
It was an instrumental thing?
It was more atmospheric ambient stuff.
I have not heard that yet, but I will say the new Sleep Token album was a little dreary. The songs that I loved from it, I really did like Hypnosis and Alkaline. Sundowning is legit awesome, though. I really do love Sundowning, but the new one, very mid overall.
Okay. Mark, I saw some pains of discomfort during that last one.
Well, here's the thing. I'm not the hugest metalcore fan as it is, so I'm kind of a bit from the distance. I actually like Loathe's ambient album more than I think I like their album from last year. Okay. I think their command of texture and atmosphere is just excellent. Like, for real, it could make my albums of the year in terms of the overall soundscapes, in terms of how they put things together, how they use saxophone on that project. So good. Sleep Token. They sound like a metalcore band with the frontman from Bastille.
Ooh. Ooh, ow. I'm not even a big fan, and I felt that. Ooh.
And
It's so fair. It's so fair, too.
I'm sorry, but like you hear this, and I'm like, I can't take this that seriously. The writing's not that distinctive. The production is haphazard, I think is the best way to put that. And overall, I find a lot of their mystique and image that they try to present just, it's not that interesting. It's not, especially when you pair it with the content, there's not as much there as people think there is. Maybe it's me coming from a black metal perspective where you get so many of these anonymous acts who try to put out these projects with this level of mystique and darkness. But this, no, I'm sorry. Like, to me, it feels like a very gateway band. And there's nothing wrong with being a gateway band. But at the same time, like, I kind of moved past that gateway a long time ago.
Okay.
Okay.
And Crash?
See, again, with me, it's more, I haven't heard the new rec, the Sleep Token, at all, so I just don't have the strongest foundation with Sleep Token. And also, Sundowning, when I first heard that record, I was really, really cold on it. I could not stand that record the first time I heard it. It's grown on me with repeated listens. I'd say I was way too unfair in my initial review of that. I don't know, if I could go back and kind of apologize for a review, I would say that would be one of them. Like, I don't know. I feel like Sleep Token is better than I gave them credit for. But again, at the same time, Loathe is, again, they're just so good at what they do. And like Mark said, that ambient record they released earlier this year, like, it shows that there's more going on with Sleep Token, or with Loathe, excuse me. It shows that there's more going on with Loathe, and that there is something else happening with them that shows that they have the potential to move even deeper and do even cooler stuff. And Sleep Token, I don't know, even if I was kind of unfair to them, I still feel like there's a lack of substance there that is painfully frustrating to me.
Yeah. Do you think Loathe losing a member is going to hurt them?
Who would they lose?
Somebody left the band about a month or two ago. I saw it on their Instagram. They announced.
I forget who that was.
I was unaware of that, so.
Yeah, somebody.
The one thing I do want to say, Loathe, can you press that ambient album on vinyl, please?
Yes, please. Pretty please, with sugar on top. Oh, I would love to have a
Sleep
copy
Token
of
gets
that.
punished how?
I don't know. I think it was pretty mean to them about like 2 minutes
that was
ago.
great.
Honestly, yeah, Mark, God,
you.
yeah, you. That was punishment enough, man. That was savage. Ooh, poor Adam. Sorry.
Thank you, guys. Good suggestions so far. We'll try to get through these as many as we can. Please keep the super chats coming.
It was Connor Sweeney, by the way, that's out of Loathe.
Okay, gotcha.
What was
Guitarist.
his role?
Guitarist. Yeah.
And stop. Okay, song versus song from Clayton Kelly. Coldplay's Fix You versus Clocks. Going back to A Rush of Blood to the Head.
Ooh.
Okay. Well, Fix You
was X and Y.
That's X Y.
Oh, that's right. Fix You is on X and Y. I'm sorry. I'm thinking of Scientist.
Yeah,
okay.
different record.
Fix You
Wait, it
is
was
X
Fix
and
You
Y.
versus
Clocks.
which one?
Clocks.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Fix You. 1, 2, 3.
I think I'm gonna have to. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I get it, but Luke, I get it.
I do get it.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
do.
Clocks for me. 1, 2, 3 Clocks.
Yeah. Clocks.
I think it's just because the piano arrangement for Clocks is what sealed the deal so hard for me on that one. And it is biased because Rush of Blood to that is so excellent, but at the same time, and I prefer it over to X and Y, but at the same time, I say Clocks over Fix You. That's it. Crash, why Fix You?
Here's the thing, Luke. I'm in your camp. I think Rush of Blood to the Head is a better record than X and Y. I don't know if that's a controversial take or not.
No, I agree.
Much better record overall.
Sure.
But given those songs like Fix You, it's the lyrics, man. I know it's simple. I know it's fairly straightforward, but the lyrics in tangent with the arrangement and the rising sort of staccato, the way that song builds and builds. Clocks is super duper pretty, but from the first 30 seconds, you know exactly what that song is. It never really changes. It never really transforms into anything else. Like, Fix You just becomes this huge self-care anthem, And it just hits in such an emotional spot for me. It's that proof of concept that Coldplay doesn't have to be boring. When they really, really want to, they can strike an emotional chord and hit it correctly. Not even the best example of that, but I feel like Viva La Vida has even better examples of that on it, but like, that was like a proof of concept that, this band can mean something. Oh, okay, neat. So, again, Luke, it was close for me.
No,
it was definitely for me.
John, Fix You. How come?
Oh man, just the build in that song is just gorgeous. Like it's such a the tears stream down your face. It's just like, yeah, that song gets to me emotionally still. It can be something for another person, but like Crash said, it can also be self-care for yourself, like putting yourself for your mental health back together. It means a lot of different things to a lot of different people. It's such a beautiful song, and I think that Clocks is really pretty too. It's a gorgeous track with fantastic bass work on it, but I love the pianos, of course, as well. But Fix You just has such a wide range, a wide spectrum of emotion that it puts in a bottle and then just unleashes at the end. It's just an experience.
And Mark, Fix You?
It's closer, because I think if this was between The Scientist and Fix You, I would pick The Scientist.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah,
I think it's both. I think it's ballad territory. My thing with Fix You is I've seen Coldplay live, and I've seen them do both, and Fix You is better live. The swell is way more grandeur. They open it up a lot better, so the guitars can shred more, and they actually do a guitar solo in part of the build. And one thing I actually appreciate is that Chris Martin actually drops down his register when he does it live, and he does it more in his mid-range. He doesn't do a lot of falsetto all the way through Fix You, and I'm like, why have you not released this arrangement? It's better.
Fair enough.
But
and
that's just me.
Yeah, and Clocks loses, and I lose, because I don't know if I'll ever even get to see Coldplay live. I truly don't.
Oh, yeah.
I've never seen them live.
Yeah.
It's been 10 years since I've seen them at this point.
Yeah,
those tickets are expensive too.
Yeah, somebody gave me a ticket, it was for the Milo tour. So
mine was a birthday present. I got Coldplay opening for them with Snow Patrol. So
that's a perfect pairing. Yeah, that's a perfect pairing.
Absolutely.
Thank you guys. Keep the super chats coming. We'll go through as many as we can. And stop. From Noxuser, The Neighbourhood.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, the band. I forgot about them.
NEIGHOU. Yeah.
Ready, John?
Crash, do you have something?
Who?
I'm trying to think. Maybe who?
The sweater weather people.
I might have to stay out of this one.
Okay.
More power.
Sorry, guys.
This was the mid 2010s alt nation band.
They loved them, and they crossed over for a bit there.
So The Neighbourhood. 1, 2, 3.
Ooh, okay.
We got 2 double thumbs downs. So Mark was first to get the double thumbs down first. So Mark, how come?
This band stunk. This band was bad right from the.
They still stink.
They were bad in 2013. Sweater Weather is incredibly mediocre. I have never liked this band. I got so much shit from their fans when I gave them. I think it was a 3 out of 10.
They had a weird fan base.
Oh, their fans are
weird.
Awful.
Yeah.
Oh, that.
And I basically, after that album, I saw the fan base reaction. I'm like, this band is not interesting enough. Their lyrics have this weird icky quality that can come with emo that's a little bit too impressed with itself, and and the production stunk, and frankly it got worse from there. So I'm like, why the hell was this incredibly bland slice of indie commercial core getting attention? It's bad.
John, why does it get the double thumbs down for The Neighbourhood?
Fun little very quick story. The first ever Advance album that I got from a label all the way back in 2013 was "I Love You" by The Neighbourhood.
Really?
And at the time, I was into it.
Okay.
I grew out of that phase very quickly.
It was free. It was free, and you still grew out of it.
I'm talking by the time that their next album was out, I was distancing myself from calling myself a fan of the band because I just, oh my God, if you've heard songs like Daddy Issues, Jeez. And they're
really?
they take
yeah.
the main guy, Jesse, I think is his name.
Yeah.
He takes himself so damn seriously that I just can't. Everything that they do, it's like they're putting on a spectacle. Like, this is art, and it's just it's flatter than the Sahara Desert. It's just not.
Crash. You have without even knowing them, you really nailed the expression.
Like I said, yep.
Okay, I cannot add much more to what all these two already had. I will add this though. Have either of you seen them live?
Unfortunately,
why would I?
No, they were opening for somebody.
You have a story.
I saw them at a radio station festival in 2015. This was the biggest radio station festival they ever had. They never had one bigger than this, and I think they don't even have it anymore. Headlined by 21 Pilots and Of Monsters and Men. Also featuring Glass Animals, Andrew McMahon in the Wilderness, and then The Neighborhood.
Mostly good except for the last.
They also had bands like Paris, and I don't remember who else. But The Neighborhood got decent billing. They played after Andrew McMahon in the Wilderness. And I just echo the whole, they think they are the hottest stuff. That guy singer, he was strutting around like he owned the place in Florida. And his live presentation was just the most awkward, creepy, strutting around, gliding around while singing smoothly to the 13-year-olds in that crowd. It was just...
He really thinks he's Matt Healy.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hard
with none of the charisma.
Yeah,
it's doubly bad when they don't have the talent to
No, they don't. The rest of the music behind that swag, the swagger is what they have, and it's creepy swagger, but still swagger. The music is just the most bland lukewarm tapioca pudding that nobody wants, but it's not in a nice packaging. I do feel they got the attention because how the singer looked, and that's it.
The thing is, it's one of those things I probably would remember what this band sounded like if y'all played a clip for me or something, but it's just
a big one. So
yeah. I'll look that up.
Sweater Weather went viral on TikTok. It's it's so cold. You're here, and I still don't know.
I love how Crash just still doesn't know.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'll look it up.
Innocent Crash. You don't need to.
Yeah,
I'll
don't
look it up,
ruin it.
and maybe this will, and maybe I can give you a post.
It went viral this year, I think.
Yeah, they haven't made much noise in the last few years. So.
It's their old stuff going viral. Clearly,
how does the neighborhood?
It was.
How does the neighborhood fade out? They have to get jobs. I don't know.
Yeah, the lead singer has to get a day job, and it's got to be something very public, something that he would probably shame back in the day in interviews, and he's just got to do it the rest of his life.
He's easy. He's got to be a barista.
There you go.
And they're playing the neighborhood on the overhead speaker at Starbucks.
And they're like, oh my God, you're the guy.
Yeah, sure. Sure you are, pal. Sure you are. Where's my vente? Come on now.
That's mean. It's true.
Hey, I've done that work. I know how grueling it can be.
My job was at my food service. One of my first jobs was at a pizza place. The gross stories I could tell.
Oh yeah.
From I don't think we've done this one on video. From Rid PR, excuse me. Biffy Clyro.
Oh boy.
No,
I think we've done them in verse.
We've done that in the charts probably, or in the super. Like I don't think we've done this in video, or maybe
we haven't because I have an opinion on them now. So
sure.
Okay.
Yeah, Mark, okay. I saw.
Biffy Clyro, 1, 2, 3.
Like this is like okay, this is light, but it's an
I get it.
It's light, yeah.
For the dissenter, for Crash, thumbs down.
I'll just say, like, I don't hate this band, but man, I've listened to a lot of their stuff over the years, and none of it sticks with me. I don't even know exactly what it is, but it just every album I've ever listened to, it's in one ear, out the other. I just have no impression. Like, I don't even have like a real thumbs down. I just can't tell you much about this band. They sure do exist. Okay. I'm sure y'all will give greater discussion than I will, but I just have this band does nothing to me, and I hate it when bands are like that. I'm sorry, y'all. Yeah.
John, you look pained, and you gave the double thumbs up.
Yeah.
John,
I'm sorry.
I see that there's a reason that they're so underrated over here in the States. I think that they're incredible. Like they're so good at what they do. I love that they are one of those bands that gained mainstream recognition, at least in the UK, and they do it all while combining a lot of weird time signatures. I think Simon Neil is an incredible frontman, like brings so much in terms of agility, emotion, to stage presence and the studio recordings. While the record that came out this year, I still really enjoyed it. Hunger in Your Haunt is one of the best songs that they've ever released, period. But dating all the way back to the consistency of albums like from Puzzle and what's the one that came out, Only Revolutions. They put out a lot of killer stuff, and they've been so consistent for so long. And I think that even a Celebration of Endings last year, they're putting out some of their best material in the later years.
Yeah. They've been putting out a lot more like material over the last stuff because they finally gotten that surge. So they're finally starting to peak a little bit more in the United States. I can't stress enough that in Europe, they're like the Foo Fighters.
They're a big.
Yeah, they're huge. They headline festivals.
They are that big of a deal. I've never seen them live. They have so many. Like, I have only gone through the deep dive a little bit. It's not that deep for the albums I've heard, but I really enjoyed just hearing so many styles and like creative flows that they do with what seems like just a standard rock band, but no, they go a lot deeper than I thought. Like a lot more variety and different styles. And that's what I don't remember. John, Mark, you might be able to know. 2017, what album was that?
Oh, Ellipses was not good. If you're referring
that
to
was
that
the
one.
only one.
That's not a very good. That's probably their worst.
And that was the one I first heard, and I was like, "This was the
bad starting point."
Okay, same.
Yeah,
so,
but then I started going back before that, and all the stuff I've heard recently, I came around big time on Biffy Clyro.
Yeah, Ellipses is I think their worst.
Okay. Especially the last 2 years, I'm like, wow, they do have a lot of good stuff. Sorry for standing that. Mark, go ahead.
No.
I'll try to keep this short because I already just reviewed this band in an episode of On the Pulse. I'll say this. I get the appeal. Puzzles is a legit great album. That album was the one that said, oh, yeah, you're actually good now. Because they did a sort of a post-hardcore thing very early on, and then they kind of moved into more of an anthemic prog side of things.
Yeah.
You know what they remind me a lot of in that progression? Def Havana. They've got a very similar arc to that, especially going more pop on the most recent project. My issue with Biffy Clyro is I don't always think they play to their strengths. They are a very anthemic band. They're a band that really can have great hooks, and they can do interesting things with great hooks, which is the reason I didn't really like their last album, because they packed all their good hooks onto their 2020 album, and this new one's it's bloated in weird spots. The production's not good. And some of the writing, it was kind of playing into a lane I don't think works for them. They're trying to be self-aware and quasi-satirical, and I'm like, that's not you. Like, be anthemic, be huge, be earnest. When you guys do that, you kick ass at it. And I don't know. I feel like at this point of their career, they're trying to experiment more, and I really wish they had a more clear direction of where they were going to try to go. Like, I don't think it's bad by any means. I think the last album's not for me, but the album before that was good. They've got quality in their catalog. I'll say that.
Okay, fair enough.
Right on.
Biffy Clyro moves on. Works for me. Let me just grab this. Thank you guys so much for hanging with us. Thank you guys for staying tuned in. Awesome to see so many people sticking around. Please hit the like button if you haven't. Helps us out a ton. As we move on to the next, these are going to be Reddit random again. I have my little thing popped out right here. I'm backing up all the super chats right now, too, if you wonder what I'm doing, to make sure none of them get lost. I want to make... there we go. Back up. There we go. Okay. And stop. Okay. From Drew Reviews, Joy Division versus New Order.
Done this one?
I feel like
might have.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I feel like we have two. Do we? Let's just go.
Quick,
we'll go quick.
We can go quickly on this one. Yeah.
Joy Division. 1, 2, 3.
Goth boy.
Yeah. I go back and forth.
It's close.
Any order.
It's
1,
close.
2, 3.
I'm more of a New Order guy. Personally.
Ask me on what diff day. I'll give you a different answer. That's how I am.
There's no losers.
Yeah, exactly.
No losers.
So
no losers in this one. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. So here we go with Stop from the title. The user's name is That Guy I Don't Like. Okay. It's not saying that's someone else. No, that's what he calls himself. Downward Spiral, 9 Inch Nails, versus Jar of Flies, Alice in Chains.
EP versus full album, though.
Not fair. Not fair necessarily.
Do it quick.
Downward Spiral. We'll do it quick. Downward Spiral. 1, 2, 3.
And see, I love Jar of Flies,
I do
but
too.
I do too. Even I'm like, oh,
not
It's
compared to Downward Spiral. It's
a full-on like fucking rock opera masterpiece. Like,
Okay, if it was Broken versus Jar of Flies,
would you go Broken?
Then I'd go Jar of Flies. I go Jar of Flies personally.
and I'd probably
I
go
would
Broken.
too.
So
I think I'd go Jar of Flies.
I would
if it
go
was
Jar
a-
of Flies barely. I would.
yeah,
it'd be close.
But still,
That's interesting.
but still, Downward Spiral in this one that was suggested. So thank you very much. As
Cool.
I get it though. Nine Inch Nails, Alice in Chains. You're not going to hear me complain about bringing those together.
Same year almost, or very close.
Very
to each other.
close. Very
Yeah.
close, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah.
If it was the Fragile versus Jar of Flies, I go Jar of Flies. But
I think
I would
think
too. I would
yeah.
too.
I think I would too.
I still like the Fragile, but not.
Oh
like
yeah,
that.
yeah. I'm not saying not one of the
Char
albums.
Johnny.
Not one of the albums or EPs that we just said in the last minute is bad. So
Yeah.
Not at all.
even
Not at
close.
all.
Okay.
No.
Yeah.
From Strawberry Verse 27, Ice Nine Kills versus Spiritbox.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Cool.
A little more
That's
recent flavor.
interesting.
I like that. A little more recent.
I like that. Yeah.
Ice Nine Kills. 1, 2, 3.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Right on.
I'm gonna dissent on this one.
Okay.
It's okay.
And
Crash
Spiritbox.
this-
That's
1,
Spiritbox,
2, 3.
See, and the thing is, I don't hate Ice Nine Kills. I like what they got going on. They got a nice little gimmick, and they know how to make the best of it. And they kick ass live from what I've heard too. So more power to them. But man, Spiritbox is a band I've been chasing from the very beginning, from their first handful of EPs. I used to love the original Courtney and the original guitarist when they were a part of I Wrestled a Bear Once.
There we go.
Yeah, they were responsible for the best I Wrestled a Bear Once records, and Spiritbox is that era fully translated into something really, really good. I love how atmospheric and just how pretty the Perfect Blue, that record they released, is just that's going to be a topper for me this year.
Eternal
Not
Blue?
even going to lie.
Yeah.
Eternal Blue.
It's
yeah,
on my
sorry.
top 10 list right now, too.
Yeah.
I love that. I love both of the records that came out from
Yeah.
both of these bands this year. So
Yeah. And the thing is, I'm not enough of a horror movie snob to get into what Ice Nine Kills is doing right now. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry,
Horrible.
folks. Yeah. Y'all have fun with it. Y'all Mazel Tov. Y'all have fun with
Mark,
it. But
why for Ice Nine Kills?
It's funny because I reviewed both these. They're very close to each other. So my thing with Spiritbox is I don't think they've reached their full potential. I think they're probably an album or two away from being like legit great and being able to realize some of the stuff coming from I Wrestled a Bear Once to now. This feels like it's still fleshing out some of the sound. I think it's very solid of an album, but it doesn't have the high points of Ice Nine Kills. Look, I'm not a metalcore fan here either, but Ice Nine Kills has some moments. The American Psycho riff on the new album is so funny.
Hip to be scared. Yeah.
Yeah, Hip to be scared. That was my favorite. That song is just such a great moment, taking the piss out of music critics. I
do you like
kind of
Ice
love
Nine
it.
Kills?
I don't know. I have to think back in their early scene work. It wasn't really quite for me, but when they moved into the more horror aesthetic, it really clicked.
A cut above the rest. Hey, Paul.
John, for Ice Nine Kills.
I'm such a horror fan, so I love everything that Ice Nine Kills are doing, and I love that the super chat came through because it's a good comparison. Because you think, I think a lot of people think that both of these bands are like newer than they actually are, if that makes
Ice
sense.
Nine Kills been along
Ice
for a
Nine
while.
Kills have been
Yeah,
active since
no,
like
they've been
2000, like
Yeah.
very early 2000s, and you know they were active with the I Wrestled a Bear Once, you know, the members of Spiritbox. So these are two in their 30s veteran acts that are finding new life and new blood. So I respect the hell out of both of them. I really loved both records that came out this year, but I just have so much fun listening to Ice Nine Kills, and I think that it's the fact that I love horror movies so much that really sells a track like Funeral Derangements, knowing the like tie-ins to like Pet Sematary and everything. The movies that they riff off of, they do it so well.
Right. I'll kind of just jump on that a little bit. They found their gimmick and it really clicked. Yes, it did. When you go back to early Ice Nine Kills, it's nothing really to write home about, in my opinion.
fine.
It's not. When they found something to focus on and expand on and have fun with, not only did they excel, they pulled in so many new fans to something unique. And now they're expanding it out of that. Like the new album has a song about Resident Evil. They're much more
Yeah.
creative than people are giving them credit. I feel that Ice Nine Kills have a lot more to show. They're so much more. They're technically sound, and I love Spiritbox too, what they've done. But I'm just saying, with Welcome to Horrorwood, that impressed me with it, and I also can confirm I've seen Ice Nine Kills live twice, including this year. They're great. It's so great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
See, that's what I keep hearing. Their live show is
It's
something
so
you
good.
gotta catch.
They came like 30 minutes from me, and I wasn't able to go, and I was so
Oh yeah,
pissed.
I got a picture of Spencer holding a severed head, looking
Yeah.
right at me, singing. So yes,
Nice.
I do think that I wish that Ice Nine Kills would get into a little bit more of the psychological horror stuff that's coming out, because I think that's an untapped avenue for him than just going to.
I think they're going to go
slashers.
there. I think
I
they're gonna
hope they
go there.
do.
Yeah.
I hope they do.
they got, and we know they can make something creative out of not the typical horror stuff too. So I'm willing to bet they'll be fine.
Yes.
Totally.
Yeah.
So sorry, Spiritbox. Break up and make a third band now. Got to start over. Again.
Yeah.
Oh no!
I wrestled a Spiritbox once.
Aw.
I wrestled a spirit once. There we go. Yes.
Don't think about Spiritbox as a potentially really, really filthy pun.
Oh.
Oh.
Hmm.
Mark, how dare you?
Hey, the Ice Nine Kills have a song called "The Box" on the new album.
Uh,
That was about Hellraiser.
True.
I wrestled a Hellraiser once. No, I wrestled a Cenobite once.
I sent a pinhead once.
Catchy, rolls right off the tongue.
I wrestled a pinhead once.
From Chris Doman. Hey guys, it's my birthday. Wanted to show some love to one of my favorite shows. Well, thank you. I got a fun four-way between 4 great 2005 albums. Okay, for a birthday, we'll do it.
Happy birthday.
Yes, for
Happy
a birthday,
birthday!
we'll
Happy
do
birthday!
it.
Thank you very much.
And also because it was a big super chat. 4 albums from 2005. Which is the best?
Okay.
Between the Buried in Me's Alaska versus Opeth's Ghost Reveries versus Trivium's Ascendancy versus Gojira's From Mars to Sirius. Got all that?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Everyone have a favorite?
think
Yeah.
I do.
Okay.
Mm.
I'll go in order of their red. Just give a thumbs up when you hear it, that one, okay? Bring me Between the Buried in Me's Alaska.
Okay.
Wow.
Ooh.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Really?
okay.
Was
All
not
right.
expecting that one.
Whoa, all three. Oh,
I thought I was gonna be alone.
I
Oddly
figured I was
enough-
going to be the only one. All right, cool.
And by the way, that's the only one of these 4 I have not heard.
Oh, you're missing out.
Well,
We
you're
need to
right.
fix that.
Let us
We
win you
need to
over.
fix
It
that.
sounds like it. It sounds like I am missing out. My choice was from Mars to Sirius from Gojira.
Which is going to be my second choice.
Trivium's a close
I mean,
behind it too as well.
yeah.
But yeah. Anything you'd like to say about Alaska and why I should listen?
I'll go first. It was a band that got me into tech death.
Nice.
Or that brand of tech death. And I'm still not a huge fan of it, but I look at that album, especially when it follows into Colors, like those are two of the most important and influential albums in that sort of prog death metal scene. Ghost Reverie was so close for me, but it's not better than Damnation. It's not better than Still Life. It's not better than, I think it's Deliverance. Is that other album, the other Opeth album?
I think you're right. Yeah, Deliverance. That
Deliverance.
sounds
Yeah,
right.
familiar.
like Opeth had a run there where it started to kind of fall off with Ghost Reveries. Otherwise, my choice would have been the Gojira album because I think that's Gojira's best album.
It's so good. Yeah.
Yeah, but
It's so good.
I'm sorry, Alaska just has more weight for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Anything else for Alaska?
Just-
it got me into more into prog, I guess,
Yeah.
because I think they did with like prog metal and stuff on that record.
Okay.
So
Honestly, Luke, I would.
I'm willing
I'll-
to take
I'll-
good music homework while I'm doing
Yeah,
actual
oh, yeah.
homework. That's what I've been
Yeah.
doing anyway. So,
This is
sure.
great music homework. Like Mark already said, listen to that record and follow it up with Colors immediately
Yeah.
afterwards. That's a long sit, but like it's worth it.
Worth it.
I
it's
assure you, grad
absolutely
school grad school homework has me sitting quite a bit, unfortunately. So
Mm,
yeah.
I'll.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
Mhm.
fair enough. And Sirius from our series, Flying Whales Have My Heart. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, again,
I love
that's
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not like
Yeah.
like the other albums too. Awesome. You're
Yeah.
not gonna hear me argue about anything. It's just Alaska's the one I have not heard from the list. So I have homework, which I'm happy to do if it's good homework. Moving on as we go over here to Stop. From Goku-san DBZ, another Coldplay one. Album versus album, Parachutes versus X and Y.
All right.
Ooh,
Okay.
Okay.
I have an answer.
I have an answer.
We know, Luke. We both have answers on this
Yes,
one.
that's fair. Parachutes. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, come on!
Okay.
It's
okay.
very close.
X and Y. 1, 2, 3. Mark for X and Y.
Okay, this one, I'll try to keep it short because we already talked about this at length when we did the Coldplay discography tiers.
Mhm.
I think X and Y is only a shade below Rush of Blood to the Head. I think X and Y is a great album. I think it's well paced. I think it got criminally, it got slammed by critics at the time, in my opinion, extremely unfairly. I think there's a lot more potent moments. It gets darker and harsher in interesting ways. Its singles, I think, can go toe to toe with any Coldplay album. And honestly, I think it drags, but every Coldplay album drags. So with the exception of the last one, which I actually kind of like. But
More than Viva La Vida?
No. But no, I honestly do legitimately like X and Y. I think it gets way too much hate.
No, I like
and
it too. I'm just
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
I just think that I think Parachutes was still Coldplay a little bit too derivative to their influences. Like, you can listen to that and I'm like, yeah, I could go to that, but I could also get Elbow, Porcupine Tree, and Travis at the same time, and they were doing it better.
Okay.
Yeah.
John, why don't you go next for Parachutes?
Okay. I mean, I love X and Y. I really do. Ask me again in 6 months, and my answer might change because those are very close in my ranking. I love both of those albums very, very much. There's a certain warmth and also a naivety to Parachutes that can only come from a band that young. It's their debut full-length album. They're just getting started, and there's a lot of hope, angst, and just reality in that record. And yeah, it's definitely borrowed from a lot of bands. Of course, people love to bring Radiohead up, and it's fair on some moments, and some it's not so fair. But the thing is that they wore that sound very, very well. I think it holds up in terms of how it sounds, and a lot of the tracks themselves, whether you come back to it as a full album experience or just the singles from it. I mean, it's great through and through. I love everything from Spies to Yellow, and I've probably heard Yellow a million times in my life at this point, but I still like the song, so I think that speaks volumes. But I will say that I think the singles from X and Y are stronger than the singles from Parachutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Crash, Parachutes.
My comments probably don't go too far against what y'all say. I feel like X and Y has the stronger singles overall, and I know, and again, like X and Parachutes is an album again that maybe is showing its age a bit in places. It's a little derivative. It definitely feels like a first attempt from a band like this, but I don't know. I'm gonna say something really controversial here. To me, X and Y just feels like a singles record. To me, X and Y is Speed of Sound, and it's Fix You, and the only songs I remember off of that record tend to be just the big single. I know it's a hot take, but I've tried to go back to X and Y, and I always just kind of, I don't know, I get distracted about halfway through, I don't know.
Yeah.
And I also have to admit, a Parachutes has a bit of a nostalgia thing for me. That record came out when I was still in high school, and again, I absolutely loved Yellow. I used to do Yellow at open mics when I was doing that way back in the day, and that song always went over.
That's a nice
well,
little one for that.
It does.
It's not an entirely fair judgment, but I don't know. X and Y compared to their, it's my least favorite of their classic era. I wouldn't say it's their worst album, not by a long stretch.
No.
But again, it's also death by competition. You put that up against Rush of Blood to the Head, and you put that up against Viva La Vida, and I don't know. X and Y is always the weird little one that I'm like, oh yeah, you're here too. All right. I'm sorry. I know it's a hot take. I know not a lot of people feel that way, but
that argument I was going to say, you kind of took it right from my own brain. It's just because when you put it up X and Y against Parachutes, I give it to Parachutes a little bit. Parachutes for me had that a little bit more of that vulnerability and intimacy with the more stripped away, that first attempt style, but not the big bombastic stadium. 5 more instruments in each song type feel. And I think that resonated well with them, with what they were doing. And I think that flowed so much better too, just throughout the album. And yeah, I would say I understand that Fix You, Talk, Speed of Sound as singles are banner singles for a band like Coldplay over Yellow and Trouble. You know?
Oh yeah, Trouble.
Clocks is one of my favorite, most underrated Coldplay songs ever. That's part of also the reason why, or not Clocks, excuse me. Spies is one of my most underrated Coldplay songs ever. So that's what I'm so I agree. Also, before we move on to the next one, on Crash, get to your thoughts. For karaoke night, can we do Yellow by Coldplay instead of whatever we decided before, Screaming Infidelities? Are you kidding me?
Okay. How about a mashup?
Screaming
Yellow Infidelities.
How about this?
Your skin and bones fidelities.
Your skin and your infidelities.
Crash, what was your thought? Sorry.
One thought, how about we finish up with this? How about, I feel like X and I walked so Viva La Vida could run. Is that fair?
Yeah, that's actually a very fair argument.
There we go. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll do one more than a few rounds of rapid fire.
Okay. Sure.
Because we're starting to run out of time, unfortunately.
Oh, yeah, we're starting to get there.
We really had no halftime, and this thing flew by. So thank you guys.
I know.
Please hit the like button if you can. We're still reading these at random, so you got time to get it in, and all of them will be covered on the Super Chat document. Just a heads up. And stop. Okay.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
From Philip Bowman, Hollywood Undead versus New Metal Cypress Hill. Also, John, can you do an impression of Charlie Sheen singing Everywhere I Go? Care to fill us in?
How many likes are we at?
Let's find out.
Oh.
Fair question. Let's find out. We are at 242 likes.
42.
Get that up to 2. What's a fair number that's attainable?
300.
It's up.
275.
There we go. 275. He'll do the Charlie Sheen impression.
Oh,
Okay.
boy. Lyrics.
I don't know if I'm familiar enough with.
It was Hollywood Undead versus who?
New Metal Cypress Hill.
See, I didn't know they had a new metal face.
They
did.
Oh,
is that like?
I'm not familiar.
Oh, I'm unfamiliar.
Rock Superstar is like the most new metal I remember from them, and that's not new metal. So, anyone have anything on this one, or do we know what we're doing?
Oh, I
can't.
Okay, I can't either. Okay,
well,
all right.
sorry.
275. We get that impression though, so we got that out there. That's
I just pulled up the lyrics, guys.
all right.
The backstory on that is that people know that I have admitted that I was like really, really into Hollywood Undead back in high school.
Yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah.
But then you graduated high school and moved on.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a lot of people that did not.
I know, and they're the people that are at the concerts.
I have met some of the guys. Man. They were super nice. Super nice.
That's
good for them.
Yeah.
Good for them.
Super good for you for being nice. From Nathan. Okay, we'll go a little bit quicker now. Rapid fire, everybody. Nathan Cardall, Young the Giant versus Of Monsters and Men.
Close.
Oh,
not even close for me. Not even close.
Yeah.
Young the Giant. 1, 2, 3.
Sorry, y'all.
That's okay. Of Monsters and Men. 1, 2, 3.
Admittedly, I'm not as familiar with Young the Giant, but like,
okay, this is rapid fire. Anyone have any quick thoughts they want to share?
Nah.
Yeah.
Monsters and Men is doing a live stream. Check those out because they're going to be playing 10-year anniversary of My Head as an Animal. And I've seen clip. They've already recorded. They're going to be showing the live stream all through December, like different weeks. It looks amazing. So yeah,
I'm excited. That'd be cool.
Yeah. Stop. From Tony Tay, I don't have anything. Just take my money.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Happy to oblige.
I will drop my PayPal link in the chat if you're just giving away money.
Yeah, thumbs up to that. Yeah.
Yes. From Adam B, Walk the Moon versus the 1975.
Oh, come on.
That's from Mark.
Not fair.
That is not from Mark. I said the name from Adam B.
No. Have any of you heard the new album? Have any of you heard the new album yet?
Oh, no.
Walk the Moon one?
Yeah. I like it a lot.
Yeah.
It's a 1975 rip-off album. Let's be real.
Oh, okay.
I didn't hear
I don't
that.
know.
It
I don't
kind of
agree with that at
is.
all.
Okay.
No.
It's
Walk the
that with a
Moon.
more pronounced 80s imitation.
Walk the Moon. 1,
As if Walk the Moon haven't been doing the 80s since they were.
3.
I know.
I'll have to dig up that album to see how it is, but
It is worth listening to for sure.
It is.
Okay.
And the
Yeah.
1975. 1.
But the
2,
original article is
3.
better.
I mean, yeah.
I'm still not giving the thumbs up to Walk the Moon.
Yeah.
but
Walk
yeah.
the Moon, killer singles. But
Talking is Hard is fantastic.
yeah, they do have filler. They got the filler.
Yeah, they got filler.
Then again, the 1975 too. They got a lot of
The 1975 lately, I mean,
Yeah, the
real
album
talk.
Walk the Moon haven't done anything as bad as Notes, and not anything near as bad as
That's
Notes.
true.
Yeah.
I completely agree.
Yeah.
and that's not
Yeah.
to say Walk the Moon is bad. We like Walk the Moon fine.
I
but
like Walk the Moon.
I
a
like
lot.
Walk the
And-
Moon, yeah.
Anna Sun is a bop.
Also,
Anna
fun,
Sun is a bop.
fun band live. I've seen both bands live. Walk the Moon is a fun band live. Everyone's dancing. Everyone's having a good time. The 1975, you can't hear because the women are shrieking too loud in your
When
ears
Maddie's
for Maddie.
doodling on the keyboard with
That
a
is-
cigarette and a glass of wine, with the
Which
shirt
is
off.
Awesome.
Is it?
You say that when blood's streaking down your ears in the photo pit because they're all screaming in your direction. And I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
God.
Wear earplugs, man.
I
Protect yourself.
do. I have nice
Oh.
acoustic earplugs. Top
You
of
got
the
a crowd of
line.
like 30,000 screaming.
Yeah. You got 1975 in one direction, a chorus of screaming high school and college girls in the other direction. I'm in the
Okay,
sound. Yeah.
So you were in the photo pit for that. When I saw the 1975, I was far enough back where I had people on my shoulders so they could see, and that was a better situation.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
And by the way, 1975 live are great. They are.
Oh my god,
I've
yeah.
seen them several
Absolutely.
times. Very good.
I've
Very
seen them
good.
twice. So yeah. Okay. Fair one though. That was a fun one. Okay. Moving on from Rin Kalanen, Beach House.
Ooh.
I don't think we've
Okay.
done that on camera.
Yeah.
Not-
I'll have
okay.
to excuse myself. I haven't heard enough.
Sure.
I haven't heard
Okay.
enough.
We'll be quick. This is rapid fire. 1, 2, 3. I'm a thumbs up.
I have Teen Dream and Bloom on vinyl.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
Blue Malone is a thumbs up.
Blue Malone. That
Yeah.
got me hooked.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Even an album like Depression Cherry, I didn't like all the way through. Even it's like I can still pull stuff from this.
Thank Your Lucky Stars was awesome. That it came
Well,
also came out.
Seven, that album that put
Seven's great.
Seven's great.
Linden Glow was my song of the year that year. Like, come
Yeah.
on.
Yeah, I
There you
remember
go.
that.
Check
Yeah,
out Crash. If I'm checking out Alaska, you should check out Bloom.
Okay, that's
Yes.
my homework.
There
That's
you
my
Yes,
homework.
There you
please.
go.
Lazuli, Myth. Oh
Yeah.
my god.
New Year.
Alright.
Yeah, that's what.
Yes,
yeah.
Wishes. Oh, such a good album.
I mean, I hear good things about this band. I've just
Oh,
never
yeah.
had the time.
For
Yeah.
sure. And stop. Okay, I know we've done this one before, but it's worth bringing it up just to see the flinch of pain. From Beetlebat, Marianas Trench versus Panic at the Disco.
Oh, this hasn't changed. This has only gotten more pronounced.
Marianas Trench. Really quick, only the thumbs, guys, and then we're moving on. 1, 2, 3.
I think this may be different from the first time I answered it,
I
but yeah,
remember
Marianas.
what I said before. And Panic.
Marianas, yeah.
And Panic. 1, 2, 3. Okay, fair. I think they might have been tied last time too. I don't even know.
Really? Okay.
Side note here, Josh Ramsey's actually putting out a solo album coming out in the next couple of weeks.
Oh,
Okay, that is
Nice.
Thank you
interesting.
for the heads up. I will check that.
That
out.
is what. Yeah, that
Even
is worth hearing.
even more in comparison with the rest of the Marius Trench albums, which are kind of solo because he produces all their stuff too. So
So just like Panic at the Disco with Brendan.
He doesn't produce.
Oh, that's true.
no,
that is true.
Brendan
That is
Urie
true.
does not produce.
He has like a
Yeah.
team of producers that he pays.
Yeah,
top dollar
Jake
for.
Sinclair
Oh,
and
yeah.
all that gang.
That is true.
Yeah.
Okay. From Caleb Albritton. It's some of you guys may not know this, but that's okay. Whitechapel's latest album, Kin.
Haven't heard it.
Haven't heard it.
I have.
I
haven't heard it.
actually just heard it today for the first
Oh.
time. So yeah,
Okay, Crash and I really quick. 1,
Yeah.
2, 3.
that's a good Whitechapel.
Surprisingly
good
good, and Whitechapel
Actually-
goes clean singing, and
Yeah.
it works well.
I don't know if you can see it there in the background, but I actually have it on
Hey,
vinyl.
it's on the vinyl,
It's actually
nice.
it's on the wall back there.
Yeah, there you
so,
go.
yeah.
I did a
Which
review
would
on
be very.
I did a review of it on my channel if you're curious as well. It's good, guys. It's good. So
It's good. It's good stuff. It's good
Nice
stuff.
Lingua Ignota and Platte Country New Road back there.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh yeah.
And
Y'all are just getting all kinds of spoilers.
I know, right? And stop. From Washing Machine. Oh God, I just remembered! Exclamation mark. And now it's the verses. Fever 333 versus Backwash.
Not close.
Not fair. Not a fair comparison.
I'm not familiar enough with
Okay.
Backwash after being told to listen to that album the one time, and I
Yeah.
did.
You need to.
I know I did
really
listen
need
to it, but I haven't
to.
been able to give enough time to it. So
Ugh.
I have to bow. I'm going to bow out of that fairly. So
Yeah.
John, Mark Crash.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Fever 333. 1, 2, 3.
I know I'm alone.
As much as I like them, I hate to even
And
do this, but
Backwash.
Backwash, y'all,
Okay.
Can't even
Back-
remotely get into it.
Oh, that's sad.
See, I
that's a
listened to it
shame.
once, but I
Oh.
do need to give a bit better listen to it. But I love Fever 333, so
Oh.
Yeah.
that's why I backed out of that one. So fair
Fair.
enough.
Apples and oranges.
I was gonna
Kind
say
of,
they are
yeah.
kind of different ballparks. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and stop from Judai Kitsune. Okay,
You
I just
tried.
love
You
the
tried.
description. Smash Mouth, but before Shrek happened. Fush You Mang and Astro Lounge.
That's a time
a,
period.
That's a distinction. That's
Okay,
90s,
yeah.
90s
See?
Smash Mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sure.
All
Do we
right.
want to?
I'll do
Yeah.
quick thumbs if you guys are up for it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'll do it. I'll do it.
1, 2, 3.
See,
Yeah.
it was fun.
It was
It
fun.
was
Walking on the
great.
Sun was
I-
everywhere.
Oh, God,
It was also
yeah.
great.
Yeah.
It was.
I
It
think
is.
yeah, they peaked.
Honest-
I think they kind of peaked with that too. So
Yeah, I agree.
Astro Lounge has way more good songs than it has any right to have on it. Honestly, it's got a
does.
few good, decent deep cuts on it. I had that record
Yeah.
back in the day. It slaps. It honestly kind of does. You know.
Great.
yeah, from Gunter Gutermuth, song versus song, Hoobastank's "Crawling in the Dark" versus Breaking Benjamin's "Diary of Jane."
Oh,
Oh,
I don't know Crying in the Dark, so
Okay,
crying
Crawling
in the dark.
crying in the dark. Ooh. That's
That's even more.
that's the goth version.
from now
Oh.
on, that is how it is known to this entire audience. Does
Crying
everyone
in the dark.
understand? Yes.
all right. I misheard that. Is it crawling or
Crawling,
crying?
crawling. Yeah.
Crawling.
Okay, sorry, my
No, it's
mistake.
okay. If you want to sit out, John Crash. Okay, crawling in the dark, crying in the dark. 1, 2, 3.
It's the one good Hoobastank song. I'll give it props.
Diary of Jane. 1, 2, 3. Okay.
Not close.
Okay. It's
That guitar hook in crying in the dark, whatever we're calling it. It's a really good guitar hook. Give it
The
another
guitar
try.
intro to Diary of Jane is a really good.
I don't
hook.
really have much more of a preference over one or the other. Just barely Diary of Jane. Very quickly, local radio host in St. Louis. He says when he was growing up, he and his brother would always call it Diarrhea Jane because that's what they heard every time he sang it. So now I'm ruining it for all of you. Every time you hear that song, Diarrhea Jane.
His voice is weird though, and that sounds like what he's saying though.
I know, I just
he
ruined
has
it.
a weird voice.
I
I've gone
ruined
on
it.
about this.
I've ruined it for every one of you. I know, because you will never not hear diarrhea when you hear Diary of Jane. Also, Crash, how does the chorus hook go in Diarrhea Jane? Do you remember?
I heard of fray. I will fray to shoot my pith in the diarrhea Jane. He sings like that. He sings like that.
I don't know if it's
I'm
like
glad
that.
it's not just me.
What do you mean?
I'm glad those radio show hosts pointed that out as like, wow, this guy sounds really weird.
To be fair, you didn't point that
What is
out.
with his freaking voice, especially on those first 3 records? Why? Where? Sir, use consonants. Use consonants, please.
There's a hard D in diarrhea. He gets that
Let's
one.
keep moving.
Sure.
That
Really
is the
quickly.
quote for the night.
There's a
That
hard
is the
D
quote
in
for the night.
diarrhea. Oh, great. That's going to be tied to my voice. From Nathan Cardall, Boston Manor.
Okay.
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
1, 2, 3. Yeah.
I think they're better live than on record. in my
Honestly,
opinion.
after I've
Fair.
heard a
Both.
lot of their albums, I agree. I totally agree.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
still like their
I think-
stuff. I still like their stuff fine on record though. So you're not going to hear.
I
me
think
argue.
They're
yeah,
dropping
they're
something-
equally great.
They're dropping something new coming up pretty soon, right?
Their
Aren't
EP
they?
just came out like a week
I
ago.
was going to say
Oh,
something
okay.
came out. Yeah. So
It's
that-
good. It's
yeah,
good.
Good
Yeah.
suggestion too.
Nice.
Good suggestion. Okay, and stop. From Goku's son DBZ, Billy Idol.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
1, 2, 3.
The good stuff is pretty damn good.
I'll
Yeah,
dance
it's
with
pretty
Sing
myself.
at karaoke if you can do it.
Yeah.
I'll dance with myself all
yeah.
night. That's fine with me. With my hard D and diarrhea.
That's disgusting.
well, it ain't
I
gonna
agree.
be wedding now.
From Alex D. Dragame, who also does all the timestamps on these videos. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Yes, we appreciate that.
Neon Trees versus Walk the Moon.
Not close.
Not even
Not even
close.
close.
Yeah.
Neon Trees. 1, 2, 3.
Y'all are sleeping on Neon Trees. I swear to
Habits.
God.
Nope.
Yeah.
Habits wins right off the bat.
The best Neon Tree still stands over Walk the Moon, and I love Walk the Moon. Walk the Moon, 1, 2, 3. Fair.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would say Neon Trees has lower low points, but still, I would say Neon Trees.
I'd agree.
I'd agree.
But I like Walk the Moon a lot, so I don't know what I'm talking. I don't know. It's late. Maybe I'm just going crazy. Just a few more guys. From Chris Doman, Periphery versus Baroness.
Oh,
Yeah.
I can't.
Back
I can't
out?
do
Okay,
it.
that's fine.
Yeah.
Periphery. 1, 2, 3.
I mean,
Baroness. 1, 2, 3.
Luke, I can't help but wonder who you're going to vote for.
How could I not?
I don't know.
One of my photos in my house is one of the photos they use. Come on now. Come on.
am I the only one who thinks that Periphery's material is kind of aged in a weird way?
No, I'm totally with you.
It's-
I'm totally
okay.
with you on that.
I want to see what they do next because they've had a lot of rumors of maybe not continuing on the same way they have before.
I wouldn't blame them,
Yeah.
frankly.
Misha's trying
Yeah.
to think of doing just producing work, production work, and
I feel like
solo
he'd be
stuff,
happy.
so, yeah.
I feel like he'd be happier doing that, frankly.
Baroness on tour right now. Get your tickets.
And hire a different producer than Dave Fridman, please.
The
Yes.
production was rough on the last album for sure.
Yeah.
Anyway, from AJ Kaimi, I'm probably mispronouncing that. Butthole Surfers.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
I don't mind the sun sometimes.
They're so much more than the one song they're known for.
They're so
guys.
much more than that,
They
though.
are.
They're
They're
so
so
much more
good.
than that.
And it's
They're so
Not representative
weird.
of their
It's
sound.
It's
Yeah.
weird, and you're not going to expect anything they do. Just keep that in mind.
3 words: locust, abortion, technician.
Yes.
Y'all.
And you don't even like noise rock. That's
I
a
don't
lot.
even like noise rock, so take that as a big endorsement.
saying
okay?
something.
That's
Yeah.
saying something. That's legit saying something.
Okay, let me get this very quickly. Just make sure I copy everything. We'll do 5 more, then we'll wrap it up for everything. I'm just going to make sure that I have everything saved.
We hit our light goal, people in the chat are saying.
Oh,
we
what
did
does,
we?
What does Charlie
Did we?
Scene sound like from Hollywood Undead?
I guess I'll start with the first verse. This is exactly how he does it on stage, too. God, forgive the lyrics. They're very much of their time. Wake up, grab beer, grab rear, shave beard, put on some scene gear. Gotta get drunk for my mom wakes up, break up with my girlfriend so I can bang sluts. I'm undead, unfed, been sleeping on bunk beds since 10. So if I don't booze it, I'm gonna lose it. Everybody get to it, get brewing.
I was just getting into that. Oh, damn.
Let's get this party started. Let's keep them 40s popping. So just get buzzed and stay fucked up. We'll keep. Well, the lyrics have not aged well. Let's just put it in
Hannah,
that.
You think?
Hannah, if you are listening, never let John live this down. Play this.
No, I'm fine, babe. I'm fine.
Play this randomly throughout the day. Make sure he remembers it. Okay.
No. This is for the wedding reception.
Oh God! All right, friends and family, gather around.
I prepared this dedicated song before we have our first dance. Are you ready, Hannah?
Wake up, grab beer, grab rear.
Oh,
Put on some scene here.
Oh,
Break up
good.
with my girlfriend.
Why is everyone leaving? We haven't started the party yet. This reception's just starting.
Let's
Okay,
get this party started.
That's a way to save money on the reception.
it is food.
Yeah.
No one's gonna eat the food, so yeah. All right, 5 more. Flame
right.
King 20. Mastodon versus Metallica.
Oh,
Oh. Huh.
I actually kind of get the
Interesting.
comparison.
I do too.
Mastodon's
I
been
know
around a
that.
lot longer than people give credit, but
That's one I kind of want to debate, but like,
Yeah,
There's a see. It's a shame we don't have time to go deeper.
If we get this one on another next Rock Coliseum and it's fair,
Yes,
we'll know.
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
All right, Mastodon. 1, 2, 3.
I get it.
I'm
I get
close,
it, though.
I'm close.
I get it. Yeah.
And Metallica. 1, 2, 3.
You know,
Only for the 80s output, and that's it.
and that's my point, because if you're only stuck comparing with the 80s output, Metallica wins this.
Yeah.
But Mastodon is more consistent. They got Crack the Sky, they got Blood Mountain, they got Remission, they've got...
Black
Emperor
Album
of
was in
Sand-
1990.
Emperor of Sand
That's
was
the
one of my
90s.
Emperor of Sand was one of my favorite albums in 20.
I don't even care for Emperor Sand that much. I have not heard their new one yet, but like...
I have, yeah.
there is such a conversation we could have with this one.
Oh, yeah.
Y'all hold on to this one, and we'll have a deeper
Please
chat
do.
about it.
For
Please
sure,
do.
for sure. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Jake Owen, thoughts on Beast in Black?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Heard enough of
I don't know.
Okay.
I've heard of Beast
I
in
have
Black.
too.
Yeah, they're like kind of they're like sort of a
They're-
symphonic metal kind
They're
of thing.
the power metal cheese.
Power metal cheese band. It's
Yes,
cheese corn.
cheese,
It is
cheese.
cheesy metal, but it's like a good kind of cheese.
It is,
I
no.
dig them.
Yeah, I'm a thumbs up too. It's not.
It's the kind of cheesy that recognizes exactly how
It's-
cheesy it is
it's
and
that-
knows how to play
It's
into
that
it.
Boar's Head high quality cheese, not the dirty nacho cheese you get at the ballpark. It's the good
yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
Good stuff.
At the same time...
Yeah, Mark, no, you would probably hate it. You would hate
No, it
it.
is cheese.
No, I don't dislike them. I don't
Yeah.
dislike them.
Oh,
My problem-
okay.
My problem is production.
Yeah,
Surprise.
surprise. But I
at the
get
same-
it. I get it.
At the same time, they also kind of have like one trick.
Yeah,
That I would agree
see,
with. Yes.
That's the thing. They are a one trick. You know exactly what you're getting with this band. But if you
Yes.
like the trick,
I don't deny that,
I like
but
the
my
trick.
trick when it comes to symphonic metal is Epica, or when power metal is Blind Guardian and Camelot.
yeah.
There's a standard here, man.
yeah.
Okay.
The thing is, you can do better, but sometimes you just want Taco Bell for dinner, and they're good Taco Bell.
They are
you
good
know.
Taco
Yeah.
Bell, yes.
Yeah, I agree. Fine.
There's another album quote. From Just Ezek, this does not count for the Rock Coliseum, but I'll say it anyway. Share.
Oh. What era?
Well, it
No.
doesn't
Yeah.
say. It does not
Yeah.
say. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm queer. I have to give the thumbs up. You know, that's
Look at my T-shirt.
yeah. Mark, you and I.
I would like to
we're on
say,
this boat. Yeah.
she's not actually. You can't hear it now. The next time Gretchen streams, ask her to do a Cher impression. She has a good few killer impressions. Her Cher impression is top notch.
I must
Also-
hear this.
Yeah.
I
Also-
must.
I will say this: Cher's arena rock era in the '80s is legit great.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. If I could turn back time, it's my jam, dog.
Oh,
Oh,
great! Yeah,
oh, fuck yes. Fuck yes. Mm.
like in that rock set style, which is
Oh, yeah.
rock set. Pat Benatar. That's
Oh,
that's-
yeah.
yeah.
Just-
Sunny, and the Sunny and Cher show, so good. I don't even know. That was like 30
Not
years
bad,
before,
actually.
They're
Not
thir-
terrible.
30 years
Not
before
terrible.
we were all born. 30 years. So,
Good for what it is.
Yeah.
You know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. It's
From-
dated, but it's not dated in a bad way.
Fair enough. Okay.
no.
From Jonathan Colts, 2 more. System of a Down versus Green Day. Boy, oh boy.
Come on.
Ooh,
Come on.
that's a weird. Again, that's like apples and oranges.
Apples.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
Apple-
different.
Apples and potatoes. Okay. System of a Down. 1, 2, 3. I guess. Maybe.
I don't even know.
I'm like razor thin, but I'm like, come on. How am I supposed to choose between two
Uh,
sides of the supermarket?
no,
you know?
I'm not gonna give it. I'm
Green
gonna give it
Day.
to.
1, 2, 3.
I'm gonna give it to Green Day.
You won't hear me
okay.
arguing. I love Green Day too.
It's-
So
yeah. I'm not even sure I agree with me on this one, but like I'm giving it to Green Day.
weird one for
Green
sure.
Day just has
Weird one.
I think
Weird
Green Day
one,
just
yeah.
has more. Like
Yeah.
See, yeah,
like 4
yeah,
times more
Okay.
at least. So,
yeah. There's just
Okay. And finally, going back, this one from Jeff King, David Bowie versus Bob Dylan.
oh.
Oh.
Again, apples and oranges.
Yeah,
This
I don't know
is-
if it's. I'm not that familiar with Bob Dylan. You know, I'm
Okay.
just not super into him. So
Yeah. All right, David Bowie. 1, 2, 3.
To me, this isn't even close.
Yeah, me neither.
Guys, y'all. This is a
Man,
Bowie t-shirt. Yeah,
that really
this
worked
is,
out.
I don't know if you can see
I
that.
think-
Yeah.
I mean, I would give Bowie the thumbs up, even
Yeah.
knowing based on what I know
Right.
of Bob Dylan.
Bob
I'm just not
Dylan's
a fan.
Bob Dylan's a songwriter.
Sure.
And David Bowie's the whole package.
Yes, there you go.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Mm.
David Bowie can sing. Can we just give it on that alone?
Crap.
Yes.
On that alone?
No, you're
All
right.
right.
Dylan's
I wasn't going
voice
that
is
far.
just-
Dang. All right.
Yeah. No, I can't stand Bob Dylan's voice.
Can we do one more? Just because I feel like that was.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Just
One
go
more.
fishing.
There. I'm good.
And stop. From Alexis C, I don't know this one. I'll have to stay out. One More Day by Clearbody.
I don't know it either.
I don't
I'm
know.
sorry, I don't
idea.
know.
Moving
Never
on
heard
to
of
the
it.
next one. Okay.
One more. Yeah.
Sorry.
From Sunny Sumo, Bon Iver versus Fleet Foxes.
Oh.
Do I have to? Oh.
I have to
see,
back
Bon Iver-
out. I'm not.
Yeah, Bon Iver. Yeah, I got to back out too.
Oh,
Fleet
Sorry.
Foxes,
damn,
I
it's
gotta
just-
back out. You guys
Oh,
want to
I-
do it?
I can't. I can do this, Mark, if you really want to.
Crash and Mark, really quick. Bon Iver. 1, 2, 3.
I
just barely.
guess. Barely. Yeah, Well, I mean, I'm
The
not a
first
big
two
fan of
Bon
either.
Iver are roughly on par with what Fleet Foxes did, but I think the experimentation with Bon Iver is a little better. than what
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
did. And I'll say this: Bon Iver working with Taylor Swift has kind of them in better graces with me. Not gonna lie.
I
Fair
mean,
enough.
that's very fair. That's very
Okay,
fair.
this will be the last one for sure. Good song versus song. From GamerVic94, Gorillaz, Clint Eastwood versus Feel Good Inc.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh,
See,
that's tough.
That's
That's
tough for
so
me, but I
tough.
do have an answer.
I do too.
Yeah.
I think I
gonna
do
surprise
too.
people.
I never even compared the two, honestly enough, but you're like, it is a good song versus song. Okay. Crash, you ready? Are you good?
I think I'm ready.
Okay.
We broke him, boys.
I know.
Oh.
I'm feeling it too. Clint Eastwood. 1, 2, 3. Barely. And Feel Good Inc. 1, 2, 3.
Again, razor thin margin
Yeah,
on this.
same.
Razor thin margin
And
on
it
this.
hurts-
Not that close
Oh.
for me.
And it's
Not
hurts
that
because
close.
Demon
Yeah.
Days is my favorite Gorillaz album, one of my favorite albums ever, over Gorillaz self-titled. But I would still say, as a single, as a song, barely Clint Eastwood, just barely.
And
It's Del the Funky Homo Sapien versus De La Soul. I go for Del a little more because this was an era of Gorillaz that was more hip hop influenced, which is
Yes.
my vibe.
yeah.
And Demon Days is still their best album, but I think Clint Eastwood just edges it out. By the way,
Plastic
both
Beach.
these, if you, well,
Plastic Beach.
no.
Oh,
My larger point here is that both these songs are fantastic to do a karaoke if you can. They're not easy.
Not easy. This is expert level stuff, folks. Y'all don't even realize what you're getting into.
fair enough.
Man, it takes a lot to match Dell's flow. Dell was a fucking Dell and De La, both fantastic, but like, man, again, that's why it's so razor thin, because
It's
like
close,
Dell is
yeah.
so good on that song. He's so fucking good on that song.
And John, anything you want to add?
Man, Feel Good Inc. was the song that got me into Gorillaz, so that's my bias. You know,
Okay.
and Mark brought up a good point in saying that the debut catered more to hip hop, whereas the second one was more alternative, which would explain why I'm more into Demon Days and Plastic
mean,
Beach.
absolutely.
So different
Same,
strokes, different
probably.
folks, you know?
Yeah.
But
I-
that bass line on Feel Good Inc., come
See,
on.
No.
I was gonna, the bass line, the
The
way they're able to flawlessly shift that just growly, dank, dirty beat into that clean acoustic guitar thing without it feeling
Yeah.
disjointed at all.
No,
That's
into the
fucking
windmill.
magic.
Oh,
Yeah,
so good. So
fucking
good.
magical how they do that. Like,
Just the chorus hook of Clint Eastwood too. I'm thinking both songs are so
I-
great. I'm giving a thumbs
They
up,
are.
and I'm giving a thumbs up to both.
Sure.
yeah,
Okay.
I didn't.
I got no problem doing that.
Not
I think
same.
that is the perfect cherry on top for this. Mark, go ahead.
And one more thing I want to bring up: most people have not heard the album Deltron 3030.
Yeah.
It is an album that's done by Del the Funky Homo Sapien, who did the verse on Clint Eastwood. Deltron 3030 is one of the best hip hop albums of the 2000s.
Mhm.
It is a sci-fi epic. It is bonkers. But I absolutely think it is one of the most underappreciated hip hop albums ever, and I honestly think it is highly, highly recommended.
I've heard it. Yeah, go check that one out, people. That's your musical homework.
Fair enough.
Dig up that record. Yeah, absolutely.
Almost 2.5 hours. This one really flew by.
Yeah,
This
no
felt like it
kidding.
went by
This-
fast.
Yeah.
I haven't remembered one flying by this fast in a long, long time because we didn't really take a halftime either. So
Oh,
I gotta
yeah.
say, the suggestions this time really were on point. Well done.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well done,
good.
everyone.
I can't
You've
stress.
learned.
I can't stress enough how much of a blessing that is that you guys understand. We don't want to do Five Finger Death Punch versus Nickelback again.
No.
For the 800th time, too. You know. Come on. How many Five Finger Death Punch jokes do y'all really want to hear?
A lot.
Yeah,
And
yeah, we
Nickelback's
know the
better
answer.
anyway.
We know the
You
answer.
know the answer to that, Crash.
Okay, touche.
Incidentally, guess who's on the next Marianas or that Josh Ramsey solo album?
Ivan
Chad
Moody.
Kroger.
Okay.
Chad Kroger.
Yeah.
I was gonna say it's not.
I
It's
said
not
Ivan
Ivan
Moody.
Moody. I know
Ivan
that,
Moody?
so-
Oh, yeah.
Featuring
no.
Moody's Medicinals.
I read his poetry. I assure you, it's worse than you think. Thank you. There's a poem called Pink Tomb, and it's exactly what you think it is, everybody. Exactly.
What? Is it good? Is it the much worse on every single level of These Walls by Kendrick Lamar?
Sounds like it.
Pink
Yeah,
Tomb
Mark.
Pink Tomb also was illustrated. There's a little drawing of a pink tomb with stairs
No.
going up to a giant pink tomb. And I'll just leave it at that. Poetry.
This man has never satisfied a woman in his entire life.
If you read the poem, you actually would believe that. You'd be like, oh, he
Yeah.
hasn't. No, that's not how that works. Nope.
That's why he created Moody's Medicinals.
to help cope with the pain.
Well, to help supplement.
Thank you guys so much for sitting with us for another Rock Coliseum. This has been a lot of fun. I think we all got a lot out of this one. All super chats will be answered in the super chat document. I'm going to type it up, send it to these guys, post everything. This will be over on the backlog too, so you can watch it over and again. Like I know many of you do. I know the rest of these guys know too. There are playlists that people just binge watch all these of and play them. They just love watching these over the years, and I think that's awesome. I think it's crazy because some of you fans take this more serious than we do, but I still think that's awesome. So
Yeah.
I want to give the
We
time.
can't complain.
I know. No, I'm not complaining. It's still surprising though after this many years that it still has this big of an audience. So
We appreciate it, y'all.
that being said, I want to give the time to these guys to plug what they might have coming up in any fashion of any type of life. John, what do you have coming up?
Well, one big thing, Crash and I have a little announcement. We are going to be doing a stream together this weekend, this Saturday, which is, let's see, that's the 20th. Saturday the 20th at 3 p.m. We're going to do a little discussion on YouTube burnout and even being a music creator in the scene and some of the, well, how would you phrase it, Crash?
I just a discussion of well, like you said, YouTube burnouts, what it's like to be a creator, just some of the struggles I think that you and I think all four of us can relate to.
In the demands of the music, it just came out, you gotta talk about it, and like, the hype culture aspect of it.
The hype culture behind
and just the pressure that can take on and how it's affected mental health, how we do things. So we're going to be talking about all that good stuff, and we'll be probably closing it out with like a little Q&A with the chat, kind of any specific questions that you might have for us, like to get more insight.
When will that be again?
This Saturday, 3 p.m.
Okay.
On my channel.
And I'll plug it. I'll retweet everything because I want to tune in for that one too. Mark, what do you have going on?
First off, I want to give a massive thank you to Luke specifically. For those of you who probably don't know, I ran into some problems with hacking on my main channel.
Problems is putting it so lightly.
Yeah, speaking of problems.
Yeah, so that was a week from absolute hell. Featuring a channel hack where they stripped it and repurposed it as a channel for NFTs. I lost about 1,300 subscribers alone in that 3-day period, which stunk. And then I had the fun experience of once I got it back, YouTube deleted it by accident or because of their automated systems.
Yeah.
Fun stuff. Now, things have been restored there, and big thanks to actually sitting with Luke, because he and I did a very in-depth podcast where we talked it all over. And honestly, I think that actually turned out really well.
Yeah, I agree.
So in terms of the meantime, Billboard Breakdown is back to regular routine. New season of that started yesterday. I posted the video today. Next up on my schedule, I already covered the new Silk Sonic album, one of the best albums of the year, in my opinion, just in terms of that R&B and soul. That is my vibe. That is my shit. But I've also covered a lot of great albums as of recently. In my opinion, you've got the JPEG Mafia and the Emily Scott Robinson. Phenomenal stuff. Unfortunately, less phenomenal. We have the next episode of On the Pulse that is going to be dropping. In that project, we're going to be talking about Summer Walker, Idols, Walk the Moon, probably Brandi Carlile as well. New Snail Mail's in there as well. So a pretty broad spread. So if you want to come down, that's targeting probably, I want to say Saturday or Sunday, depending on schedule, maybe earlier, because I've been writing those reviews pretty quickly.
Awesome. Lots of good stuff. Crash, anything else you want to plug besides that killer live stream coming up?
See, I'm a bad YouTuber because I don't have anything to shill right now. Yeah, I'm still on my break. I'm still on hiatus for the time being. But like I said, me and John are going to actually talk about that, about things on his live stream on Saturday, and I am planning to be back at least before the end of the year. I'll probably post in the next couple of weeks here, like a little update vid on where I'm at, kind of the future direction of my channel and how things are gonna kind of go from there. I'm sorry I don't have anything more specific, but I will keep you guys posted. Bare minimum, I am planning to be back before the end of the year. I'm planning on doing year-end lists and whatnot, so at the very least, there's that.
It's a Crashmas miracle.
Crashmas miracle? Oh, that's kind of cute.
Yes. So, for me, really quickly, number one, I am working on a much asked for and requested, I'm going to do it, part 2, 10 more intense onstage injuries video. And this is spawned because I absolutely will be having Richie Faulkner of Judas Priest on stage and that stuff, talk about that. I won't show actual footage, but I want to talk about that because he's all better. And as of today, he made an announcement. He's playing guitar every day again. Holy crap, that man is metal. That video, I will hope, I've already have it almost halfway written out. I want to have it up and edited by Monday or Tuesday. It will be out before Thanksgiving. Also, right now, my patrons on Patreon, you can follow that if you like to. It helps out a ton. My patrons are voting on which band I'll be doing another tier list discography video on that I will be streaming on Twitch, doing live with a live audience to get everyone's feedback while it goes on.
Oh, that's cool.
And then, after we do that, then I'll cut it up and make it into a YouTube video because I want live feedback while we're doing that. So, my patrons will decide that. You still have time to give suggestions because I'm letting my patrons give suggestions. I have tons to pick from so far. I'll let the voters do that. So those are the two things I'll be working on. Also, final announcement, if you haven't been paying attention, if you've noticed in the chat, Go Gretchen, my better half, said yes when I asked her to marry me. And I still am quite shocked.
Congratulations. Again, we've said this to you in private many times, but now that we're public.
I told these gentlemen before I made the public announcement. So,
yes,
thank you guys.
We were in the know.
Gretchen is the best. Thank her for helping out as well. How do we close besides Breaking Benjamin and Secondhand Serenade and Godsmack and Charlie's Scene impressions? Because I don't know. How do we close?
I don't know, guys. It's been a good night. It's going to be hard to top.
All propose to each other.
I feel like there might be some weird intersection points there.
I'm sorry, but y'all are out of my league.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Wait, that's kind of a compliment.
Wait a minute. Yeah. We're gonna start.
Wait,
no. Remember
y'all don't deserve this.
Remember how we started? William, the mashup artist, said we're the Chads. What are our names? Chad, Brad, Thad, and Vlad.
Vlad. Who's who?
Who's who?
I actually saw them debating this in the chat.
Which one?
Mark can be Vlad. I see that Canadian. That's closer to not.
I'll take Thad.
Yeah.
I'll take Thad. I can do Thad.
Thad for John.
Oh, great. That means it's between Tad and Chad.
Brad and Chad. Brad
and Chad. Yeah. Okay. I'll take Brad. Okay. I can deal with Brad.
I hope you guys realize that I'm really taking the short straw for you
You're
guys.
Chad.
No, that's the
Yeah.
best one.
Oh,
No,
is
you-
that what it is? Okay.
You
From-
exude Chad energy.
Hey, Crash, how about you watch it, okay? How about you watch it in the language that way? Chad energy? Oh, goodness. What does that even mean? Ugh.
There's worse ways
Major,
of
I got
framing
major
that.
fat energy.
Wave goodbye, guys, as we fade away from Chad, Brad, Thad, and Vlad. Have a great night. Oh, goodness, Chad energy, Crash. What is wrong
You know
with
what?
you?
At least none of us had to be Tad.
Tad,
you know?
I guess.
Tad.
Oh,
That sounds like
Or it
somebody's-
became Chad Energy, not Chad Juice.
Oh! Muted. We're gonna end it with Chad Juice. Good, sweet mercy. Yowza. Yowza. Vlad. Okay, waiting a second or two and making sure it's ending. And I got all the super chats. We are good. End stream. Stop